Wade Papa, a lively voice called out. Hey there, Naruto, came the scratchy, slightly high-pitched reply from a man in a red and black suit. He held out his hand for a high five, only to yank it away at the last second. The blond boy, undeterred, swung anyway and punched the man's hand. Ow, why do you have to hit so hard? What did I ever do to you? Wade Papa, Naruto replied, pouting. You always do this to me. I'm teaching you, man. Haven't you ever seen those old martial arts movies? This is how a master trains a student. This isn't a movie, Naruto countered. Wade Wilson, Deadpool, grinned beneath his mask. Still, kid, you learned something. You finally managed to land a hit. You call that training? A familiar female voice teased from behind them. Teresa, babe, Wade said cheerfully. Jamie didn't get grabby, right? I'm the only one allowed to do that. Even if he's good at, certain things. Not in front of Naruto. Teresa, a striking redhead, scolded, cheeks slightly pink. Come on, baby, that pervy sage out there is way worse than me. Have you seen his books? Wade argued. Teresa shot him a glare, but there was a hint of a smile. Never mind, Wade waved off. I don't get the hype about those books, Naruto remarked innocently. Gasping, Wade dramatically clutched his chest. Kid, you clearly haven't hit puberty yet. Make out paradise is pure heaven. If heaven was full of angelic strippers, Teresa muttered with amusement. Ooh, Wade whispered in her ear, eliciting a blush. That gives me an idea. Naruto scratched his head in confusion just as three more figures appeared. One was a man with long white hair and red tribal tattoos, the others were women. A blonde with twin ponytails, a diamond mark on her forehead, and a gray gi barely containing her chest, and a brunette in a simple dark purple kimono dress. Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Shizune had arrived. Wade, Tsunade grumbled, I assume your training session is done. Yup, sugar steel tits, Wade replied cheerfully. How many times do I have to tell you not to call me that? Tsunade snapped. Until it stops being fun to see you get mad, Wade shot back. Seriously, super strong women and big assets go hand in hand. Rogue, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Wonder Woman, most of the women I know are strong anyway. What makes you say that? Naruto asked. Because you need super strength to lug around something like that, Wade said, smirking. Tsunade clocked him on the head. Idiot. Yeah, but I'm your idiot, Wade shouted. Forever and always, lovely Tsunade, smother me with those bountiful, Teresa smacked him mid-sentence. And you're not off the hook, Wade added with a grin. I like your boobs too, snug and squishy. Teresa picked him up with a laugh. You talk like you actually care sometimes. Teresa mama, Naruto whispered, you and Wade Papa are weird. Ah, don't worry, Naruto-kun, Jiraiya said with a chuckle. This is just how they show love. Weird way to show it, Naruto muttered. You'll understand one day, Jiraiya said. Someday you'll fall for a fiery girl and you'll put up with all sorts of trouble just to see her smile. I'd rather a kind, shy girl, Naruto replied. At least she won't hit me. They're fun too, eventually, trust me, Jiraiya said with a wink. Jiachin, you're strange. No, I'm awesome, big difference. Whatever. Jiraiya, are you trying to corrupt my son? Teresa asked. If your husband hasn't done it already, I doubt I could, Jiraiya replied, grinning. Corrupting you is enough for me. Teresa glared, then giggled when Wade tickled her. Gucci, Gucci, goo. How Naruto has stayed sane in this house, I'll never know, Shizune muttered. Because I have you, Shizune-nichan, Naruto said. Don't let anyone say you're boring. Shizune blushed lightly. Thanks, Naruto-kun, Naruto turned to Wade. So, when do I get my costume? Your reflexes are fast enough to catch my hand now, Wade said. Jiraiya taught you the Rasengan. Tsunade taught you strength. Shizune and Teresa taught precision. You're almost ready. Wade disappeared briefly and returned with a scaled-down version of his own costume. The mask was mostly black with a hole for Naruto's hair, and the outfit had more black than his original, pants, sides, shoulders, all black. Cool, Naruto exclaimed. Where are the weapons, Wade Papa? Right here, Wade said, pulling out a thigh belt with silver kunai and a Y-shaped harness for twin Kodachi. They're kinda small, Naruto noted. Size doesn't matter, Wade replied. It's how you use it. Naruto shrugged. Teresa chuckled. Wade was ridiculous sometimes, but funny in a way that made you forget everything else. Going back to Konoha, how do you feel? Doesn't matter. As long as they don't recognize me, I'll be fine. They've had plenty of time to forget, Teresa said. 8 years, actually. And if anyone gets smart, kick their asses, Wade added. Abilities aren't for abuse, Naruto countered. Aw man, what's the fun in that? Wade said. You spend too much time being nice like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a good guy, Naruto said. Tsunade ruffled his hair. You're a lot like him, kiddo. Yeah, Naruto said with a grin. One more thing, Wade announced, pulling out a red and black leather jacket lined with discs resembling his mask. These are multifunctional explosions, smokescreens, knockout devices, or slicing tools. Slice with those? Naruto asked. Wade pressed a button on one disc and curved blades extended in a spiral. See, that's how, kid. He retracted them and slid it back on. Ready? Believe it, Naruto shouted. I'm taking Konoha by storm. 8 years ago, Naruto had been a 5-year-old kicked out of the orphanage in Konoha for causing trouble. The third Hokage managed to set him up in a lonely apartment in the rough part of town, but that was it. Naruto often had to scrounge for his own food. Even when someone would sell him something, they overcharged or refused service. Nobody physically attacked him, but the neglect was worse. Deadpool had entered the village disguised as a silver-haired, pretty boy instead of his scarred self. He saw a small blonde boy rummaging through garbage for food and quickly bought a branch of purple grapes. He tapped the boy on the shoulder. Want some? Naruto jumped. Who are you? No one important, just try these, Deadpool said, handing him the grapes. Why are you being nice? Someone has to be. Naruto bit into a grape, savoring it. Delicious. Thank you, Jissen. You have a place to stay. Yeah, the Hokage set it up for me. Deadpool handed him the rest of the grapes. Eat up. Name? Naruto asked. Wade Wilson. Naruto. Want to come to my place? You need somewhere to crash? Sure, Wade-san. They arrived at Naruto's apartment. Deadpool's jaw dropped. This is worse than anything those orphan stories describe. He peeked into the fridge. Restock it. And don't put any girls in there. Naruto blinked. Can't. Every time I try, they rip me off or refuse my money. Why? You didn't kill anyone or blow up the village, did you? Deadpool asked, incredulous. Of course not, Naruto said. I don't really know, Naruto admitted quietly. I know they don't like me. No one my age will even play with me. That's rough. So who's in charge of this place? The Hokage, he said simply. Deadpool decided to pay a visit to the Hokage, the elderly ninja Hiruzen Sarutobi. And you are? Sarutobi asked, his voice calm but cautious. I'm here for Naruto Uzumaki, Deadpool replied casually. I was technically supposed to, take him out, but honestly, the kid looked so innocent I just couldn't. Who sent you? Sarutobi tensed, ready for a fight. Iwagakure? Nope, not those punks. This was someone from your own village. Sarutobi's brow furrowed. That's impossible. Impossible. From what I've seen, plenty of people here seem to despise the kid. And you know what people do to what they hate? That's where guys like me come in, when they're too chicken to act themselves. The penalty for harming Naruto is death, Sarutobi said firmly. Sure, but hire some merc from out of town. Now plausible deniability exists. Can't blame you for someone else's hands. Who exactly sent you? Which villager wants Naruto dead? Deadpool shrugged. Some guy with one arm and one eye. Sarutobi's face darkened. Danzo, you know him. He's a village elder. We once competed for the position of third Hokage. As you can see, I won. Deadpool shook his head. Why would he want Naruto dead? Hell, why would anyone? The kid's good. A bit hyperactive, sure, but a good kid. Sarutobi's expression softened slightly. What I'm about to tell you stays in this room. You don't tell Naruto until he's ready. Deadpool smirked under his mask. Can't promise that, old man. If this is serious, he deserves to know. Very well. Almost 6 years ago, the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, sealed the nine-tailed demon fox inside a newborn child at the cost of his own life to the Shinigami. That child was his son. Deadpool glanced at the portraits of past Hokages and whistled low. No wonder Naruto looks like a mini Minato. Wait, I was about to kill his son. That's it, I'm pissed. Where's that guy? I'm gonna tear him a new one. How do you know Minato? Sarutobi asked cautiously. Deadpool dropped the illusion, revealing himself fully, red and black suit, twin katanas strapped to his back, mask covering his face. Iwagakure once hired me to kill him during the Third Shinobi War. I went to have some fun, met him, and we actually clicked. Too much to just, off him. Sarutobi chuckled. Yes, Minato had a way of winning over even the most stubborn of foes. And now, hiring me to off his son, that's just low. I loved Minato like a brother and Kushina like a sister, even if, well, you get the picture. Deadpool made a crude gesture to emphasize his point. You'd better focus, Sarutobi warned. Sorry, old man, got a habit of digressing. Kid isn't safe here. You might take down one rogue elder, but what about the rest? Besides you, I doubt he has any friends. And frankly, you're kinda bad at this. I've done my best to protect him. Not good enough, Deadpool cut in sharply. The only reason he's not dead yet is nobody's decided it's worth doing. That's not safe. Sarutobi realized the truth in Deadpool's words. As long as Naruto stayed in the village, he'd be despised. Without care, he couldn't thrive as a shinobi or as his father would have wished. Deadpool continued. They fear him because of the demon inside. And fear leads to anger, anger to hate, hate to suffering. That's what's happening. And suffering breeds a dark side. Imagine if he taps his power and keeps facing this apocalypse, and it's all on your hands. Sarutobi's gaze hardened. What will you do? Raise him right, teach him to defend himself, give him happy memories. Don't worry, I'll return him eventually. Bring him back by the Academy's graduation, Sarutobi instructed. And I'll deal with Danzo. The first to react to Deadpool's adoption of Naruto was Teresa Cassidy, Akea Surin. She had dated Deadpool before but left because his chaos was too much. Every time I think I know you, you go and do something completely insane, she muttered. Yeah, like Batman with Robin or Wolverine with Jubilee, adopting a lonely orphan ninja kid. Surin raised an eyebrow. You're insane, Wade. Exactly, but seriously, they were starving him. You've never cared before. Yeah, but this is different. Kid's the son of an old friend. I had to do right by him. I'm not perfect, but something just snapped and made you moral, Surin asked dryly. Something like that, but I need a little help. Raising a kid alone is challenging. Surin smiled. He could use a good mother, right? Someone who can command respect with her voice, perfect for keeping him in line. Naruto suddenly appeared. Wade Papa, who's that lady? An old friend, soon to be your mother, Deadpool said. Teresa, meet Naruto. Naruto, meet Teresa. Hi, Naruto greeted cheerfully. Teresa knelt, kissed his forehead. Sweet little guy, who could hate you? Lots of people, but not here, so will you be my mommy? She blushed, glanced at Wade, then back at Naruto. Yes, I'll be your mommy. Meanwhile, Sarutobi had contacted Jiraiya to monitor Deadpool. Anticipating a need for female backup, Jiraiya involved Tsunade and Shizune. My godson is in the hands of a freak, Jiraiya had exclaimed. Soon, the trio arrived at Deadpool and Surin's apartment, with Tsunade literally punching the door off its hinges. What the? Teresa yelled. Deadpool emerged, katana in one hand, gun in the other. Here for Naruto. Exactly what are you doing with him? Jiraiya demanded. Raising him, what does it look like? Deadpool replied. I'm his godfather, Jiraiya said. Then you should have rescued him first. Did you see what he suffered? Almost no one fed or clothed him properly. Someone even tried to have him killed. So now, Tsunade snapped. Raising him, steal sugar tits, Deadpool said casually. And what gives you the right? She yelled. Calm down, Tsunade, Shizune pleaded. No, I won't calm down, Tsunade shot back. Deadpool waved his weapons. One more push, I use them, Jiraiya stepped forward. Do you read Make Out Paradise? Hell yeah, got 3 of each. Deadpool grinned, Surin sighed. He wears out copies fast, Tsunade blinked. And you're married to him? He makes me laugh, Surin replied. And I'm really good with my mouth, Deadpool added. Not interested, Tsunade said firmly. Naruto peeked out. What's all the noise? Well, Tsunade muttered, he seems shockingly well-adjusted for living with a homicidal maniac. Since you all seem so determined to stick around and bother me, my wife, and the kid, why not lend a hand instead? Deadpool quipped. We could be one big, happy, chaotic family, like some weird ninja version of the Brady Bunch, or maybe Full House. As long as you set the weapons down, Jiraiya replied. Besides, Naruto doesn't exactly need a lunatic as his only role model. And he certainly doesn't need a perverted smutwriter teaching him life lessons, Tsunade added with a scowl. Shizune muttered under her breath, and he absolutely doesn't need a gambling, drunken old man as a guide either. What was that, Shizune? Tsunade asked sharply. You'd make a wonderful role model for Naruto, Lady Tsunade, Shizune said, louder this time. But that's not, Naruto started, but Deadpool covered his mouth with a hand. Relax, kid, let it slide. All right, Jiraiya said. We'll all try to be better influences for Naruto. I'll cut down on the peeping if Tsunade limits the gambling and Wade, well, maybe try not to kill anyone who annoys you. Deal, Deadpool shouted. Family rules, let's do this. He stretched his arms toward Tsunade. Come on, sugar steel tits. Tsunade's answer was a punch so forceful it practically redefined the term personal space violation. Lady Tsunade, Shizune gasped. Did you just… He bounces back from worse, Surin said calmly. Healing factor, he's basically indestructible. Thus began Deadpool's ongoing love affair with Tsunade's fists and her therapy bills. And while Jiraiya happily indulged his perverse tendencies, Naruto managed to avoid the worst of Wade's influence, though a few quirks inevitably rubbed off. Currently, Naruto was dressed in his new costume. Kunai strapped to his thigh, Kodachi on his back, and a leather jacket lined with disc-shaped weapons. Whoa, it actually fits, he said, checking himself out. It suits you, Tsunade remarked, raising an eyebrow. Thanks, Tsunade Baba, Naruto replied. You're welcome, brat, she answered. Hey, I know how to dress my kid, right? Deadpool asked proudly. You have other outfits, right? Jiraiya asked. He can't parade around in that all the time. Relax, Jiraiya, Deadpool waved him off. He'll be fine. Can we get going already? Naruto asked impatiently. I'm itching to get back to Konoha and take my graduation exam. Don't rush, Shizune warned. You'll miss the fun parts. Like what? Naruto asked curiously. Shizune chuckled. You'll see soon enough. The two ninja at the Konoha gate were bored out of their minds. Few visitors and fewer exciting ones until this group arrived. 6 people in total, 3 women, 2 men, and a boy. The women were striking in different ways. One blonde with twin tails and an enormous bust threatening to spill out of her gray gi, a brunette in a modest dark purple kimono, and a redhead wearing a peculiar cape over black corset-style attire. One of the men had long, wild white hair and tribal markings beneath his eyes, dressed in a red vest over gray-beige clothing. The other was clad in a red and black costume with straps for his weapons, his face hidden behind a red and black mask. Twin katanas and strange boomerang-like weapons were holstered across his body. The boy resembled the masked man, but wore more black accents, including a Y-shaped mask exposing a messy blonde mop. His jacket was lined with disc-shaped weapons and his belt carried kunai. Halt! One of the guards shouted. All 6 flashed their id's recognition dawned. Jiraiya-sama, Tsunade-sama. Our apologies for not noticing you immediately. No harm done, Jiraiya said. Please allow us through, we need to meet Lord Hawkage. Of course, the guard replied. Soon the group Jiraiya, Tsunade, Shizune, Naruto, Deadpool, and Surin walked into the village. Feels like a long time since I last saw this place, Jiraiya commented. Yeah, didn't think I'd be back, Tsunade added. Anyone up for food? I'm starving, Deadpool whined. You're always hungry, Surin shot back. I've got to maintain my strength for battle, Deadpool protested, grinning. And who says I starve? Surin challenged. Deadpool laughed maniacally. Just kidding. Thank the gods you're not one of those people who wastes food. Seriously, I hate seeing good grub go to waste. There's probably a ramen stand nearby, Naruto suggested. Of course, the kid and his ramen, Deadpool commented, ruffling his hair. Ramen is divine and you know it, Naruto shot back. Relax, kid, enjoy it, Deadpool said. Everyone's got a favorite. That green-haired immortal girl loves pizza. Maybe explains some things. Surin, Tsunade, and Shizune all smacked him simultaneously. Ow, sheesh, I'm just saying. Not exactly the right time for commentary, Tsunade replied. Consider yourself lucky we're in public. Typical abusive girlfriend behavior, Deadpool muttered. But hey, you love me for it. An insane giggle followed. Whatever. The group drew attention as they walked through the village, thanks to the Sannin's fame and the others' bizarre outfits. When Deadpool noticed, he aimed his weapon at one gawker. What are y'all staring at? No one dared respond. Then Surin chopped the arm holding the gun, and Deadpool accidentally shot himself in the foot. The loud report startled every nearby villager. That hurt, Deadpool muttered. What kind of jutsu is that? Someone asked. Bang bang you go dead no jutsu, Deadpool proudly yelled. Remember it. Wade, Surin growled. Oops, sorry, villagers. Deadpool apologized. yanking the bullet from his foot and letting his healing factor kick in. Naruto, however, was already asking, "When do I get my own guns? I want to do the bang bang you go dead jutsu." "Once you're a chunin," Deadpool replied. "Until then, stick with the swords, kunai, and discs. They can be even deadlier than guns. Like boom boom all you assholes go dead no jutsu." Tsunade rubbed her face. "This man is insane." "You did your best, Tsunade," Jiraiya said, consoling her. "Even your medical expertise has limits." "At least we don't have to look at his face under that mask now," Tsunade noted. Yeah," Shizune murmured. "Shizune," Tsunade snapped. "Don't tell me you're attracted to that lunatic." Shizune blushed furiously, which Deadpool noticed immediately. He sidled up to Naruto. "Hey, kid, think Teresa would let me invite Shizune for a group activity?" "About as likely as me getting my own harem," Naruto said flatly. "So, great odds," Deadpool cheered. "And how did you reach that conclusion?" Naruto asked dryly. "Simple, every time a new badass shows up, the ladies swoon, willing to do anything, even share." "You read way too many romance comics," Naruto groaned. "Your parents named you after a hero from those books," Deadpool grinned. "Now thanks to me, you're on the right track." Eventually, they reached Hawkage Tower. Instead of a polite knock, Deadpool kicked the door in and landed in a roll, aiming his guns at Sarutobi. "What's up, old man? And exactly what do you think you're doing?" Sarutobi asked, his patience thinning. "Come on, old man, isn't it a joy to see me?" Deadpool replied, grinning. "Put those ugly things away first, then we can talk," Sarutobi said firmly. "Sure thing." Deadpool holstered his guns with a flourish. "Now, how about a hug?" "No, you're harsh, old man." "Just mean, stop whining, Wade," Surin muttered. "You're the one who barged in and pointed guns at his head." "That's how I say hello to everyone, babe," Deadpool shot back. Surin drawled skeptically. Sarutobi's eyes flicked toward the Mini-Deadpool, who was actually Naruto. "Naruto, is that really you?" Naruto pulled his mask down into a folded collar, revealing his face. "Yep, it's me, Hokage. How have you been?" "Good to see you, Naruto," Sarutobi said warmly. "And what about a greeting for your old pupils?" Jiraiya chimed in, mock offense in his tone. "Always for you, Jiraiya," Sarutobi replied. "And you too, Tsunade. How are things?" "Raising this kid has been nothing short of a roller coaster," Tsunade admitted. "He's a good boy despite all the chaos caused by Jiraiya and Wade." "But you love us anyway, right, Sugar Steel?" Deadpool started, only to be abruptly interrupted by a sharp punch to his face. "After all the time you spent fixing me up, you just destroy me now." "You'll survive," Tsunade said, unimpressed. "I never got to see what's under your mask," Sarutobi observed. "Still not happening. Gotta protect my rep," Deadpool declared proudly. "What rep?" Tsunade asked, raising an eyebrow. At that moment, several ANBU appeared, weapons drawn, including one with long purple hair. "What's going on here?" she demanded. "Oh, nothing serious," Deadpool said cheerfully. "Just hanging out with the old man Hawkage, looking sharp for your age but still not B. Arthur." The ANBU stared in confusion through their masks. Deadpool laughed and raised his guns at two of them. "Let's see whose reflexes are faster, your ninjutsu or my bullets." As an ANBU prepared hand seals, Deadpool casually punched him in the face. "Too slow," he taunted. Flipping away from another attack, he swapped his guns for a katana and knocked the ANBU's weapon aside. Soon, he crossed swords with the purple-haired ANBU. "Finally, haven't fought a purple-haired ninja since Psylocke," Deadpool cheered. "What's wrong with you?" the ANBU asked, bewildered. "Nothing, I'm awesome, that's all." Tsunade groaned, leapt into the air, and landed a chakra-infused heel drop on Deadpool, dislocating his shoulder and ending the fight. Sarutobi sighed. "He means no real harm, he just has unusual ideas of fun." "What's he really here for?" the purple-haired ANBU asked. "His adopted son, Naruto Uzumaki, is taking the graduation exam," Sarutobi explained. The ANBU's gaze shifted to the red and black-clad Naruto. "That's Uzumaki." "Yep," Naruto said with a sly grin. "Call me Shuraisen for now. Don't want anyone recognizing me just yet. I've got an exam to ace." In a blink, he was gone. "Body flicker?" Sarutobi asked. "Not exactly," Jiraiya replied with a knowing smile. "Long story, but I'll keep it short." Meanwhile, Naruto arrived at the Ninja Academy just as a brown-haired Chunin with a scar across his nose was introducing him. "Today, We have a special student taking the graduation exam who's been receiving private training, Uruka Yumino explained. His name is Shuraisen, Naruto interrupted, slipping his mask back up. That's it. Very well, Shuraisen, take any open seat, Uruka suggested. He did, surveying the room. 8 students caught his attention, 3 girls, 5 boys. One girl had long pale blonde hair in a ponytail, dressed in a purple outfit with bandages. Another had long pink hair and wore a red dress. The third had dark blue hair, pale purple eyes, and a beige coat. Of the boys, one had a spiky black hairstyle resembling a pineapple, lounging casually. Another, large and energetic, munched on chips with wild brown hair. 2 more sat together, one in a gray coat with sunglasses, the other with red cheek markings and a small white puppy perched on his head. The final boy, in a blue shirt with a ducktail hairstyle, radiated quiet rage. I'll have to keep an eye on him, Naruto thought. Settling next to the blue-haired girl, he whispered, "Hey there." Hi," she murmured. "Your name?" Hina Hinata, Shuraisen grinned mischievously. "Someone this cute shouldn't be shy." Uruka then announced the written exam. Naruto yawned. "When do we get to the fun part?" "After this," silver-haired Mizuki said. "Fine, time to do what I must," Naruto murmured, picking up his pencil and completing the test efficiently. Next came the physical exams: weapons, taijutsu, and basic ninjutsu. For weapons, he threw 3 kunai at a target simultaneously, landing them in a perfect crooked triangle. In taijutsu, he faced Mizuki, shouting chaos-fueled taunts while evading attacks like a manic rabbit. "Will you stop that?" Mizuki yelled. "Nope, hit me if you can," Naruto taunted, dodging and teasing. Shikamaru groaned, completely insane. When it came to ninjutsu, Naruto unveiled his own techniques. With a snap, he vanished in a smoke puff, replaced by an alluring female figure, causing boys to gape and girls to scowl. He reverted to himself moments later. "My sexy technique," he announced proudly. "Perfect for distracting an enemy." "Impressive replication," Mizuki muttered. For the substitution technique, he switched places with a chalk eraser, evading the brooding boy in blue. "And now, clones," he declared. Punching the wall, he produced 3 clones, each generating 3 more. "Baker's dozen," 13 versions of Shuraisen teased the girls. Sakura huffed. "Who does he think he is?" Uruka asked. "What kind of clone technique is that?" "The short version," Naruto explained. "I absorb kinetic energy from impact, mix it with my chakra, and split into clones. The harder the hit, the more clones I make." "Interesting," Mizuki muttered under his breath. "So, did I pass?" Shuraisen asked casually. "Yeah," Uruka said with a nod. Once everyone had received the forehead bands marking them as official Leaf Shinobi, Uruka instructed them to return the next day for team assignments and their Jonin-sensei. As the group dispersed, Uruka called back Shuraisen. "You wanted to talk to me?" the masked boy asked, tilting his head. "Yeah," Uruka replied. "Where did you learn to fight like that? I've never seen a style so chaotic, and yet it works flawlessly." "It's not complicated," Shuraisen said with a smirk. "I just get under people's skin until they can't think straight, then they're easy to take down." Uruka hesitated, then smiled. "Want to meet at the ramen stand tonight? My treat." "Why are you being so nice? You're not planning anything weird, are you? Because I'd have to knock you out if you tried." Uruka looked horrified. "No, I just want to get to know you better." "Sure, fine. I'll see you there." "Thanks, and why do you insist on being called Shuraisen?" "It fits me," he said simply. Later that evening, Shuraisen was on his way to meet Uruka when he ran into Mizuki. "Hey, what do you want?" Shuraisen asked. "I have a special challenge for you," Mizuki replied. "What kind of challenge?" "Break into Hawkage Tower and retrieve the Forbidden Scroll," Mizuki said casually. "And why would I do that?" "It's a test to see if you really have what it takes to be a shinobi. Being strong isn't enough, stealth and strategy matter too. Or are you too weak for that?" Shuraisen grinned. "Screw you. That scroll's mine now." "Good, meet me in the Forest of Death once you have it. I'll be waiting." "Whatever," Shuraisen muttered. He had no clue why Mizuki wanted him to steal the scroll, but if it was training, fine. He'd return it eventually, maybe. Using precise bursts of superspeed, Shuraisen slipped past the guards of Hawkage Tower and entered the scroll room. Scanning the room, he found the forbidden scroll and whistled lowly. Big scroll must be full of useful stuff. He strapped it to his back and zipped out with another burst of speed, leaving a note for the Hawkage. Mizuki suggested this test for my stealth, not sure if he's being honest. Meeting him in the Forest of Death, reinforcements may be needed. Sarutobi read the note, frowning. He knew exactly who to call. When Shuraisen arrived at the Forest of Death, he shouted, "Yo, Mizuki, got the scroll." "Good," Mizuki stepped from the shadows. "Hand it over." "No, Naruto, stop," Uruka's voice rang out. Shuraisen and Mizuki turned to see him. "What's it to you, Uruka? You want this as much as I do." Shuraisen shot back. "No, you're not the same as what's sealed inside you," Uruka shouted. "What do you mean?" Shuraisen asked. "The village's hatred. Why everyone avoided you. It's because of the nine-tailed demon fox trapped within you. You are the vessel keeping the monster in check." Uruka explained urgently. "Am I a demon then?" Shuraisen asked, tilting his head. "You're not, you're the prison, the village's safeguard against it, not the monster itself," Uruka insisted. "And how would you know?" Shuraisen challenged. "Because we're alike, Naruto. I've only ever wanted to help you more," Uruka admitted. Mizuki scoffed. "Enough talk, time to die, demon." He launched a massive shuriken at Shuraisen. Shuraisen dodged effortlessly, closing in on Mizuki. "Mess with Uruka and you're done for," he warned, his playful tone gone. At that moment, a group of Jonin and ANBU appeared, purple-haired, silver-haired, and masked ninjas among them, joined by Jirtya, Tsunade, Shizune, Deadpool, and Surin. Their expressions were anything but friendly. "Crazy doesn't mean stupid," Deadpool said, grinning. "Why the scroll, Mizuki?" the silver-haired Jonin asked. "Not telling you," Mizuki hissed. Shuraisen smirked. "Then it's time for payback." His clones surrounded Mizuki, tossing him between them with relentless attacks until he was incapacitated. One clone tossed Mizuki to a trench-coat-wearing woman. "Thanks, kid," she said with a mischievous grin. "I'll take care of him." "You're interesting, Naruto Uzumaki," the silver-haired Jonin said. "We'll see you again, I'm sure." "Why use my real name?" Shuraisen asked. "Death Spiral, Naruto, we've been calling you that since the beginning. Deal with it," Surin replied dryly. Shuraisen chuckled. "Yes, Teresa Mama. Time to enjoy your new life, kid," Deadpool cheered. "You've got a lot of fun ahead." "Sure, wait, Papa," Shuraisen said, smiling. Meanwhile, back at the academy, Shuraisen spotted Hinata, Shino, Kiba, Shikamaru, Choji, and Sasuke. He approached Hinata with his usual playful smirk. "Let me give you a little sunshine," he said, teasing. Hinata flushed. "Shuraisen-kun, just trying to help with that heavy jacket of yours," he said, slowly unzipping it, revealing her carefully hidden features. Shikamaru groaned. "That guy's asking for trouble." "Shuraisen-kun," Hinata whispered, as he leaned closer with a mischievous glint in his eyes. Hinata's cheeks deepened into a bright red as Shuraisen's gloved hand slid gently along her side. "You jerk! Get away from her!" Kiba shouted, lunging at Shuraisen, only to find the Tug on the moment he reached the spot. Scanning the room, he finally saw Shuraisen, mask removed but blonde hair obscuring much of his face, pressing his lips passionately to Hinata's while she sat on the table. And she was kissing him back. "What the? Seems like she's enjoying it," Shikamaru remarked, deadpan. Just then, Sakura and Ino burst through the door, pushing their way in to see who would get there first. Their attention immediately locked on Shuraisen and Hinata locked in a heated kiss atop Uruka's table. The boys' shocked expressions were easy to spot, everyone except Shino, whose face remained hidden behind sunglasses and coat collar, and Sasuke, who didn't seem to care at all. "What's that pervert doing to Hinata?" Sakura demanded. Making out with her genius," Ino shot back, voice dripping with annoyance. "Weren't you paying attention in class?" "Shut up, Ino-pig," Sakura snapped. Neither girl wanted to admit it, but if Sasuke had even a fraction of Shuraisen's interest in them, they might not have minded so much. Judging by the passion before them, Hinata was just as invested. Their thoughts were abruptly cut short when Uruka walked in and saw the scene on his table. "Shuraisen, Hinata, stop that right now." They froze, but Shuraisen's hand was still on her chest, and Hinata fainted from shock at being caught. Shuraisen pulled his mask up, scowling. "Really, Uruka, total buzzkill. Naruto, this is the academy, not the place for teenage hormones," Uruka said sternly. "So that's what you've been hiding," Shikamaru commented lazily. "And those tattoos, where did they come from?" "None of your concern," Shuraisen replied, cheeky. Despite themselves, Sakura and Ino had to admit that Naruto, or Shuraisen, was kinda cute beneath the mask. Wild blonde hair falling across his face, bright blue eyes full of mischief, that ever-present smirk, and those whisker-like tattoos. Both girls had to mentally shake themselves, remembering the boy they'd actually come for. Once Hinata had recovered, she and Shuraisen returned to their seats, allowing Uruka to start calling out team assignments. Team 7 will be Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, Sakura cheered. Take that, Ino. True love wins. And Naruto Uzumaki, or as he prefers, Shuraisen. What? Sakura cried. Chill, little Miss Tiny Titties, Shuraisen quipped. Good luck getting Sasuke to even glance at you. Why do I have to be stuck with a maniac like you? Sasuke muttered. Hey, Sasuke, Shuraisen said, hopping onto the table to glare at him. I'd rather be a maniac than a repressed boar like you. Naruto, can you get down so we can continue? And stop insulting everyone, Uruka requested. Shuraisen turned, lost his balance, and toppled headfirst into Sasuke's lap. Oh, this is so wrong. Sasuke's face flushed, whether from anger, embarrassment, or both, Shuraisen didn't care to know. Get your head off my lap, loser, Sasuke growled. What, enjoying it too much? Shuraisen teased, lifting his head with a mischievous smirk under his mask. Sasuke growled, but Shuraisen noticed a group of furious girls led by Sakura glaring at him. He just laughed. Come on, ladies, you want some? Step up. Most of the girls backed off except Sakura, who wasn't intimidated. What kind of sick person are you? The kind who kicks butt and has fun doing it, Shuraisen replied confidently. Uruka interjected. Team 7's Jonin-sensei will be Kakashi Hatake. Team 8, Hinata Hyuga, Kiba and Yuzuka, and Shino Aburame. Shuraisen shot Hinata a wink, making her blush. Watch yourself, babe, Kiba growled. You better protect her while I'm gone. Or I'll stab you, Shuraisen said, smirking. What kind of lunatic are you? Kiba demanded. The kind who looks out for his lady, Shuraisen said calmly. She doesn't even know you. She will, Shuraisen replied. We'll get plenty of time to know each other. Team 8's sensei will be Kurenai Yuhai, Uruka continued. Shuraisen tuned out until Team 10. Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akimichi. Their sensei, Asuma Sarutobi. All sensei will arrive within the hour, so try not to kill each other in the meantime. If anyone dies, not my fault, Shuraisen exclaimed. Natural causes, man. You're a disaster, Ino muttered. Yeah, and when I'm done, some clothes are gonna disappear, Shuraisen teased. Pervert, Ino shouted. The first Jonin-sensei arrived, a black-haired woman with red eyes, wearing a white dress resembling bandages with a red sleeve. I'm Kurenai Yuhai, Team 8, stand up, Shuraisen whistled. Hello, nurse. And you are? Kurenai asked. Shuraisen, future Hokage and master of the world at your service, he bowed theatrically. Hinata-chan's safe with you, I hope. You've got a crush on her, Kurenai asked. Crush. No, more like a volcano ready to erupt, Shuraisen said, shooting a glance at Sakura and Ino. How charming, Kurenai murmured. Leaning in, she whispered, if you're just toying with her, I'll make you regret it. Noted, sensei, Shuraisen replied, dead serious this time. Kurenai ruffled his hair and led her students away, while Hinata cast him one last shy glance. Other sensei arrived for their teams. I'm stepping out for a minute, Shuraisen said. If someone finds you, you'll be in trouble, Sakura warned. Like I care, Shuraisen replied. Wanna be alone with Sasuke-sama? He dashed off, returning minutes later with a bucket of white liquid and chalk powder, setting it as a trap on the door. What are you doing? Sakura asked. Payback for tardy sensei, Shuraisen giggled. This is gonna be great. Shuraisen's trap went off the moment Kakashi walked in. The mixture poured over his head. Serves you right for being late, Shuraisen laughed. Kakashi, who knew you were such a slowpoke? Kakashi wiped himself clean. Tell me that's not what I think it is. It is, Shuraisen confirmed. What is it? Sakura asked. My friends called it pimp juice, back home, Shuraisen said. Sakura shrieked. Perverted maniac, I am what I am. I hate all of you, Kakashi stated. Especially you, masked troublemaker. Look who's talking, Shuraisen shot back. I'm going to shower and change. Wait on the rooftop, Kakashi said. Don't be late or I'll do worse, Shuraisen muttered. Sure, I'm shaking in my boots, Kakashi drawled. Once clean, Kakashi greeted Team 7 on the rooftop. Time for introductions, he said. And how do we do that? Shuraisen asked. Sakura swung at him, but Shuraisen caught her hand. Babe, if you're into rough play, wait till nighttime. Sakura frowned, crossing her arms. Pervert? All right, watch and learn, Kakashi said casually. I'm Kakashi Headache. I have my likes, my dislikes, hobbies, and dreams, but honestly that's none of your concern, your turn. Okay, Shuraisen said with a grin. Call me Shuraisen. I appreciate the people who took me in when I was 6, even if they're gone most of the time. I like those who watch over me while my guardians are away. I enjoy the Makeout series, although Jiujutsu seems to be slipping. Ramen is a big favorite of mine. I can't stand people who judge others before really knowing them, or the time it takes to cook ramen just right. My hobby, writing a novel that will one-up Jiujutsu's series. My dream. To become the most badass Hokage ever. Shuraisen, Kakashi murmured, stroking his mask. That name and your personality, they remind me of someone from long ago. Really? Shuraisen asked, tilting his head. That and your outfit, Kakashi added. You weren't adopted by a guy calling himself Deadpool, were you? Shuraisen nodded. Guilty, and Kakashi rubbed his face. No wonder you're completely unhinged. He glanced at Sakura. Your turn. I like. Sakura hesitated, her eyes flicking toward Sasuke, causing her to blush. I hate perverted maniacs, she glared at Shuraisen. And my dream is, she trailed off again, distracted by Sasuke. Next, Kakashi said, pointing to Sasuke. I like nothing, Sasuke replied flatly. I dislike plenty. My future goal, 2 things, restore the Uchiha clan's honor and kill one particular person. Shuraisen whistled low. Ah, now that's our brooding antihero. So, what's next, Kakashi-sensei? Sakura asked. Get ready for tomorrow morning at Training Ground 7, Kakashi instructed. Skip breakfast, you'll regret it otherwise. What's the plan? Shuraisen asked. Another test we already passed. This one decides if you can really be Genin, Kakashi explained. Go home, rest, and be ready. I'll see you at Training Ground 7. With a flick, he vanished, leaving Team 7 together. Sasuke, Sakura started, hesitating. Do you? No, he said sharply and walked off. Don't sweat it, Sakura, Shuraisen said cheerfully. That broody guy isn't worth it. How about upgrading your choice? You'd be a downgrade, Sakura replied sharply. Ouch. Sakura-chan, my heart. Shuraisen clutched his chest theatrically. What am I to do if I can't win you over? Maybe crawl back to your hole, Sakura suggested. It's not a hole, Shuraisen retorted. It's a nice apartment in a good part of town. You can come see it yourself. Shuraisen, I'm not interested, Sakura said firmly. Yeah, Shuraisen waved it off. Chase Sasuke all you want. He's hopeless anyway, and not because of orientation. He probably doesn't even care. Your choice. I'm just here to offer a better option. Later, babe. With a streak of speed, he was gone. Back at his apartment, Shuraisen found Jiraiya, Tsunade, Shizune, Deadpool, and Surin packing. You all leaving me behind? He asked. Unfortunately, Jiraiya replied with a sad shake of his head. Surin hugged him. Don't worry, Naruto. We'll be back for the Chunin exam finals and we'll bring some friends along. Like who? Shuraisen asked skeptically. Oh, you know, Layla, Mrs. Monet, Laura, Cecily, Noriko, Tabitha, Betsy, David, Santo, even Julian, she listed with a smile. Wow, Shuraisen murmured, a small smile peeking under his mask. Deadpool smirked. I think Betsy's got a crush if you know what I mean. You're crazy, Tsunade groaned. Maybe, but I'm right, Deadpool shot back. Surin shook her head. Let him have his fantasies. They're not fantasies, Deadpool protested. Can't you see it? Am I the only one? Nope, Tsunade muttered dryly. Jiraiya chuckled with a sly grin. Men always perverts. You married one, Tsunade reminded her. Wade isn't that bad, Shizune muttered. So what's this Chunin exam really about? Shuraisen asked. It tests if Genin can handle more responsibility and tougher missions, Jiraiya explained. Fun, danger is my middle name, Shuraisen exclaimed. Thought it was Shuraisen, Deadpool quipped. And where are you heading? Shuraisen asked. Recon and tracking an old nemesis, Jiraiya said. And you Tsunade? Shuraisen asked. Keep me from losing everything in gambling, she replied with a sigh. Shizune added, and I have to stay by her side. Tsunade tugged Shuraisen's mask just enough to kiss his forehead and hang her jade necklace around his neck. Don't die, I'll be furious if you do. I won't, Shuraisen said confidently. Even if I do, I come back. No, not really, she said skeptically. Then how do you explain Jin-sensei? Shuraisen asked. She was resurrected by a cosmic force, Tsunade replied. Sure, he shrugged. What about you, Wade and Surin? Assignments, Deadpool said. You mean killing, Shuraisen clarified. That's how we survive, Deadpool replied. Being a ninja won't be much different, except you'll be part of a team. Shuraisen thought a moment. Never saw it that way. Idealistic kids like you get beaten down quickly, Deadpool warned. And you, Surin? X-Factor still needs me, she said. Say hi to everyone for me, Shuraisen said. Shizune hugged him. We'll miss you, Naruto Adatachan. Miss you too, Shizune Nichan, he replied. Jiraiya handed him a stash. Make out paradise, fresh food, even some H-games. I thought I got rid of those, Surin groaned. Thought so, huh, Deadpool said with a grin. Let him live a little, Jiraiya laughed. Gotta learn the ways of life somehow. He could use a teacher who isn't a pervert, Tsunade muttered. Was I? Deadpool got cut off with a punch from Tsunade. Look at it this way, Jiraiya said. Party all you want, no cleaning for a while. Sounds fun, Deadpool added. Not as fun as having you guys around, Shuraisen replied. So, who's your sensei? Deadpool asked. Kakashi, Shuraisen replied. Kakashi, Deadpool echoed. Grown up now, huh? Yeah, and still tardy, Shuraisen muttered. What did you do? Jiraiya asked. Chalk powder and a bit of mischief, Shuraisen said, grinning. Maniac. Shuraisen just smirked under his mask. You scare me sometimes, kid, Deadpool said. But let's hope there's at least one cute teammate. Sakura Haruno, Shuraisen replied. Cute, though small-chested and big-foreheaded. Wanted something else, Deadpool mused. Both got smacked. You're a bad influence, Wade, Surin said. And you love me for it, he shot back. All fine if she wasn't obsessed with Sasuke, Shuraisen muttered, plodding silently. All over a girl who doesn't like you, Deadpool mused, smirking at Jiraiya and Tsunade. She'll come around, Jiraiya said. Then why's she messing with Wolverine? Deadpool laughed. Even in crossovers, he's everywhere. At least he behaves, Tsunade said. We behave just fine, Deadpool and Jiraiya said together. Fine, Tsunade said firmly. For the next 24 hours, no perverted jokes or actions. Got it? You're the worst. Deadpool groaned, though a mischievous grin formed under his mask. But then again, you are the legendary sucker, so I guess it's only natural. But suck what, Tsunade's face turned red with irritation. I love it when you're angry, Deadpool teased, earning a swift punch that rocked his skull. Ouch, okay, yeah, that's gonna leave a mark. Shuraisen rubbed his face in disbelief. Sometimes I swear, Teresa Mama, Shizune Nichan, and I are the only sane ones in this family. You, sane? Jiraiya asked, incredulity dripping from his voice. Saner than you, that's for sure, Shuraisen shot back. The next morning, Naruto got up, showered, brushed his teeth, and had his usual ramen breakfast before suiting up. Once fully dressed as Shuraisen, he double-checked the apartment was locked and dashed out. Being alone wasn't exactly new, but after his first 6 years spent without family, Naruto had grown used to always having someone around. Even when Tsunade, Shizune, Jiraiya, and the others weren't there was always Weasel, Blind Al, or some unfortunate Hydra agent Wade had kidnapped. If those options weren't available, X-Factor or the X-Men were usually around to fill the gap, though even Quicksilver's impatience or Wolverine's gruff temper couldn't ruin the company. Racing across the rooftops, Shuraisen arrived at Training Ground 7 to find Sakura and Sasuke waiting. Hey, what's up, little pests? He called out. Sakura rolled her eyes, unimpressed. Sasuke didn't bother to acknowledge him. Where's Kakashi-sensei? Shuraisen pressed. He better not be late again. I warned that son of a... Calm down, Sasuke interrupted. He'll show up eventually. Just don't pull any dumb tricks, Sakura groaned. My tricks aren't dumb, Shuraisen snapped. They're legendary, do you hear me? Legendary. Legendary, huh? Kakashi's voice came from behind. Shuraisen spun around, drawing his swords. There you are. Where have you been, you? I'd explain, but it's probably not appropriate for kids like you, Kakashi replied coolly. So, what's the deal with this test? Sakura asked. Kakashi held up 2 bells. This test measures your field skills. You'll need to accomplish a given objective, these bells. Whoever can't get one goes back to the academy. Sasuke frowned. Only 2 bells. Exactly, Kakashi confirmed. That means one of you will fail. Not me, Shuraisen said confidently. Sakura, you're with me, right? Don't let Duckbutt slow us down. Funny, I could say the same, Sasuke countered. Shuraisen ignored him. Let's grab these bells. Easy, you're overconfident, Kakashi warned. You might be in for a surprise. Whatever, Shuraisen shot back. I can see your knees trembling from here. Shuraisen, what are you doing? Sakura yelled. He's a Jonin. And do I care? Shuraisen shot back, dashing forward with both Kodachi in a flurry of strikes. Kakashi noted the boy's speed. Fast, but inexperienced. Shuraisen's rapid swordplay caused Kakashi to be sliced into wooden pieces. What? That's impossible. A kunai pressed to his neck halted Shuraisen. Did you really think that would work? Kakashi asked, calm. Yes, Shuraisen admitted, lunging for the bells. Kakashi dodged, but Shuraisen reappeared, boots aimed at his head. Kakashi countered, flipping him to the ground. Shuraisen grinned, pulling a disc from his jacket. Let's see, yes. He activated it. A mini explosion brought down a tree near Kakashi. Mini grenade, Kakashi muttered, impressed. Shuraisen noticed Kakashi pull out an orange-covered book. Seriously, you're reading that while we fight? Enraged, Shuraisen launched at him, knocking the book aside. I don't like you, Kakashi said. Same here, they clashed with kunai, parrying and dodging, neither gaining the upper hand. Shuraisen's chaos made it difficult for Kakashi to anticipate his movements. Shuraisen feinted again, only to find Kakashi hitting exactly where he wanted. But multiple copies of Shuraisen appeared, his special technique. Hitting them won't work, Shuraisen explained. They're not shadow clones. Kakashi threw kunai, dodging and countering the duplicates as they fell. What's he doing? Sakura whispered. Maybe he's better than I thought, Sasuke muttered, preparing his fireball technique. A huge fireball engulfed the clones, but Shuraisen remained mostly intact. Sasuke tried to ambush Kakashi, throwing kunai and strikes, only to be countered. Logs disguised as Kakashi distracted him, revealing his skill. Shuraisen found himself in a snare. What the? Sakura dragged herself to him, beaten. Help, Genjutsu, Kakashi whispered. Illusions that trap opponents. Sakura and Sasuke were ensnared by visions of their teammates in peril, forcing them into traps. When the illusions faded, Shuraisen dangled helplessly, Sasuke was immobilized and Sakura was stunned. What kind of trick is this? The effective kind, Kakashi replied. Looks like you all failed this test. Go back to the academy, Shuraisen spat. I came here to be a ninja, Kakashi smirked. Maybe one more chance. He held a kunai to Sasuke and tossed one to Sakura. Sakura, end Shuraisen now or Sasuke dies. Frozen, she refused. Kakashi eyed them all. You know why you're failing. Yeah, why? Shuraisen growled. Simple, none of you really understand what it takes to be a ninja, Kakashi said. Shuraisen, you seem to think being a ninja is just about having fun and swinging your swords at anyone who gets in your way. Sakura, it looks like you're here mainly to catch the attention of a boy who doesn't care about that kind of thing. And Sasuke, you act so arrogantly, thinking your teammates are useless distractions, only slowing you down from your goals. The three teens winced at his words, knowing deep down he was right. Kakashi wasn't finished, though. Now I'm going to give you a proper second chance. Before they could respond, Shuraisen found himself tied to a tree, a box of food placed on the stump in front of him, with Sakura and Sasuke on either side. I'll be gone for a while, Kakashi said. Do not untie him or feed him. This is his punishment for being a reckless idiot. If I come back and find him free, there will be consequences, big ones. Got it. Goodbye. Once Kakashi vanished, Sakura and Sasuke eyed the food hesitantly and started eating slowly. Shuraisen just stared. You could eat more, Sakura, he said with a smirk. With all the training we're about to do as ninja, you're going to burn a lot of calories anyway. Sakura ignored him and turned to Sasuke. Should we feed him? Sasuke nodded reluctantly. Yeah. He won't be useful if he's starving. How do we get this mask off? Sakura asked. Just pull the edge down, Shuraisen explained. Not that you deserve to see my face, but a guy's gotta eat. Sasuke moved the food closer while Sakura pulled down the mask, revealing his features. So now what? She asked. You could always untie me, Shuraisen suggested. I can feed myself. These ropes look complicated, Sakura said doubtfully. Then you're stuck feeding me, aren't you? Shuraisen teased, a cocky grin on his face. As Sakura reached for the food, the sky suddenly darkened as if a storm was coming. Kakashi's voice rang out, sharp and commanding. You dare defy me? Shuraisen's our teammate, Sakura shouted, despite her fear. We're not leaving him. A chuckle sounded, and Kakashi reappeared, his visible eye crinkling with amusement under his mask. Well, you three pass, all of you. What? Shuraisen exclaimed. Are you joking? Because that's not funny. I'm serious, Kakashi said. The test was to see if you understood what being a ninja truly means, and you proved it. Sakura frowned. I don't understand. In the ninja world, those who break rules are worthless, Kakashi explained. But those who abandon their comrades, they're not even worthy of being called trash. Shuraisen whistled. You kind of remind me of Cyclops-sensei. Cyclops, huh? Kakashi mused. Interesting choice. After being untied and allowed to eat, Team 7 went their separate ways. Shuraisen called X-Factor headquarters to check if his adoptive mother was there. Madrox answered. X-Factor Investigations speaking. Jamie Jisson? Shuraisen asked. Hey Naruto, how's it going? Madrox replied. Is Teresa Mama around? Shuraisen asked. Sure thing, kid, I'll put her on. After a pause, Surin's voice came through. Naruto, hi Teresa Mama, how's everything? Pretty good. Pietro won't admit it, but he misses you, she said, a playful smile in her tone. And Wade Papa, he's okay, right? He misses you too, spent last night watching a video called Greatest Moments with Me and Naruto. Had to get Weasel out before your dad got too rough. Shuraisen chuckled. Classic Wade Papa. What about Jiraiya Jiachin, Tsunade Bachin, and Shizu Nichin? Jiraiya's keeping tabs on his adventures again. Tsunade's probably back to gambling, and Shizune, well, she's back being Tsunade's voice of reason. Just like old times, huh? Yeah. So did you make it here okay? Yeah, I plan to stir up a little trouble while I'm at it. Say hi to Ron Nichin and Monani-sama for me. I will. Bye, Naruto. Bye, Teresa Mama. Shuraisen hung up, humming to himself, kaboom, 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 as he sprinted across Konoha's rooftops looking for Hinata. He wanted to make sure she was okay, and admittedly, maybe sneak in a little make-out time. Okay, a lot of that was the reason, but he genuinely cared about her too. It didn't take long for him to locate her house. Wow, this place is huge. Sneaking past the guards was effortless at his speed. He knocked lightly on Hinata's window and she appeared. Shuraisen-kun. Yeah, Hinata-chan, mind if I come in? No, but my father, he won't see me. And we have to stay quiet, right? Hinata let him in. Shuraisen smiled under his mask, noticing she wasn't bundled up. Even without seeing his eyes, she could feel the heat of his gaze, a sensation that made her both nervous and exhilarated. Don't be scared, he whispered. How's your team? They're okay, Hinata said. Kiba's nice, she knows too. And Kurenai-sensei, she's nice. Hinata avoided the rest of the topic. Something wrong? Shuraisen asked. Hinata stepped closer and gently pulled his mask down, revealing his face. I don't want to talk right now. Oh, then you'd rather do this. Shuraisen leaned in for a teasing peck, surprised when Hinata deepened the kiss. Hinata, her pearl-white eyes locked with his clear blue. I said I don't want to talk. Fine, we don't have to, but talking might make you feel better. She kissed him again, this time with urgency, a desperate plea to be seen, to be wanted, to not feel alone. Shuraisen understood. He had carried that same desperation for years. Suddenly, a voice cut through. A teenage boy with long brown hair, a black Konoha headband, and the same pale eyes as Hinata appeared. Hinata-sama, who is this and what is he doing in your room? Naruto glared at him. Why do you care? The Hyuga clan cannot be seen fraternizing with outsiders, the boy said coldly. And I care about that how? Naruto growled, baring his teeth. Try something tougher, like the maggots of hell devouring your soul. Neji Niasen, Hinata said carefully. He's not bothering us. If Hayashiyama saw you with him, Neji started. I don't think he'd care anymore, Hinata interrupted, a trace of bitterness in her voice. Hayashi isn't kicking you out. He just thinks this house isn't right for you anymore, Neji insisted. Nice try, kid, but I smell abandonment from a mile away, Naruto said. Sorry, I hate trying to sound like Wolverine-sensei. It hurts my throat. Neji scowled. You're annoying. I live to annoy pompous jerks like you, and whoever this Hayashi guy is, Naruto replied. That and the hope of a sweet treat in the morning. Get out, Neji snapped. You'll have to try, Naruto challenged. Hinata stopped him. It's okay, Shuraisen-kun, you can leave. Though Naruto wanted to wipe the smug look off Neji's face, he knew it wouldn't matter long-term. This isn't over, Neji. If I see you again, consider yourself lucky to survive. He kissed Hinata one last time, leapt from the window, and vanished into the night, mask back in place. Back at his apartment, Shuraisen pulled down his mask and sat on his bed. He toyed with one of the H-Games Jiraiya and Deadpool left behind, but his thoughts kept drifting back to Hinata. The sadness, loneliness, and abandonment he saw in her eyes haunted him. He remembered the first time he met Teresa's X-Factor team. "So this is your kid?" Rusty Collins asked. "Looks like he got your looks." "I adopted him," Teresa said. "But he's still my son. With Deadpool for a dad, good luck raising him," Julio Richter, Akea Richter, joked. Naruto kicked him. "Don't talk like that about Wade Papa." "Ow, damn, you kick hard," Richter exclaimed. Ron Sinclair, Akea Wolfsbane, stifled a giggle, as did Sally Blevins, Akea Skids. Tabitha Smith, nicknamed Boom Boom, laughed outright and ruffled Naruto's hair. "Cute kid. What's going on here?" Jamie Madrox, also known as Multiple Man, asked, his eyes scanning the scene until they landed on Naruto. "And who might you be, kid?" "Naruto Uzumaki. I'm Teresa Mama's son," Naruto replied proudly. Jamie turned to Teresa. "Is there something I should know?" After a brief explanation, Jamie's eyes widened in disbelief. "Wait, you're saying Deadpool was supposed to kill this kid, but he felt guilty and decided to raise him instead. And now you're helping him." "Exactly," Teresa confirmed, nodding. Jamie shook his head. "Wow, just wow." At that moment, a streak of blue and silver zipped past them, coming to a stop. Standing there was a striking young man with white hair, dressed in a blue and silver suit marked with a lightning bolt splitting the two colors. "Kids," he muttered. "Whoa, you're awesome," Naruto exclaimed. The white-haired man's gaze shifted to Naruto. "And you are Naruto Uzumaki." He then looked at Jamie and Teresa. "Care to explain what's going on here?" Teresa stepped forward. "He's my son Pietro," Naruto crossed his arms. "Yep, and you better remember that name." Pietro Maximoff, Quicksilver, smirked. "Huh, I think you might actually be interesting." Just then, a blonde man and a green-haired woman with striking gold-trimmed black uniforms approached. Quicksilver raised an eyebrow. "Alex, Lorna, guess who Teresa just brought in?" Polaris, aka Lorna Dane, smiled warmly at Naruto. "Who's this little guy?" "My son," Teresa said simply. Alex Summers, Havoc, frowned. "With who?" "Deadpool," Teresa replied. Alex shook his head in disbelief. "Are you serious? That guy?" "Hey, it was Deadpool's idea," Teresa interrupted. "He wanted help raising him because he worried he wouldn't be a good parent with his past and his issues. He wanted someone stable for Naruto." "Fair enough," Alex admitted. "Anything to keep Deadpool from screwing things up. But why adopt a kid in the first place?" Teresa's voice softened. "Someone hired him to kill Naruto. When Deadpool realized he was just a boy," Alex finished for her, "he had a conscience, or whatever assassins have, and decided to protect him himself." Naruto jabbed at Alex's shin. "Like I told that other guy, don't badmouth Wade Papa," Lorna chuckled. "Easy, Alex." "Guess he's loyal, huh?" Alex muttered through gritted teeth. Teresa ruffled Naruto's hair affectionately. "Deadpool's one of the few people who genuinely cares about him." "Really? That's unexpected," Alex admitted. Teresa gave a thoughtful smile. "Wade has layers, some more terrifying than others." Meanwhile, Naruto stared at the screen of his game, weighing a choice that would shape not only his survival but also his bond with the heroine. Imagining Hinata as the heroine, he made his decision. "I can't believe we're doing this again," Shuraisen groaned over the comlink. "How many times must we repeat it?" "As many times as she's paying, loser," Sasuke shot back. "Loser, seriously," Shuraisen snapped. "Focus, Shuraisen," Sakura urged. "You're the fastest, catch it." Yeah, Shuraisen muttered, noticing his target. "There you are, you little." In a blur, he swooped down and grabbed it, holding on for dear life. "Gotcha, finally gotcha," he was screaming through a mix of pain and the creature's furious yowls. "Back to your mommy, or else I'll turn you into a jacket for Hinata." "Shuraisen, that's cruel," Sakura yelled. "Cruel. I'm the victim here," he shouted. "You're not the one getting shredded." "Violence won't solve anything," Sakura insisted. "Sure it does, don't you watch action movies?" he countered. Sasuke, calm as ever, reported to Kakashi, "Target secured, returning." When the cat was returned to the fire daimyo's wife, she showered it with dramatic affection. "Oh, Tora, I missed you," she cried, hugging the cat tightly. Shuraisen sighed. "Lady, maybe give him a little space." "Space, he loves me," she protested. Yeah, but not that much, Shurisan replied. Even cats need room, and if he bolts again, he raised his kodachi threateningly. That'll be the last time you see him. Oh dear, she gasped. Sakura smacked him. What is wrong with you? Sasuke stayed silent, while Kakashi intervened. He's saying you should give Tora room to breathe. If he feels less smothered, he won't run off as much. Huh, makes sense, she mused. You'll all be paid, even you masked one. Who, me? Kakashi quipped. Not you, the one in red, she clarified, eyes narrowing. With payment sorted, Team 7 returned to the hawkage. So, you threatened the cat? I'm done chasing that thing, Shuraisen said. And these boring D-rank missions, how can I test my skills if all I do is menial work? The point is teamwork, the hawkage reminded. I need action, Shuraisen growled. You're only 14, Sakura exclaimed. I have needs, Sakura-chan, he replied mischievously. Care to help? No, you pervert. Hinata's already, touché, he smirked. Which is why higher-rank missions avoid us, Kakashi muttered. Whatever, Shuraisen said. Wait, the hawkage added. There's a C-rank mission open, bandits, some action, it's a test. Perform well and you'll get more. Who requested it? Kakashi asked. A bridge builder from the land of waves, the hawkage said. Tazuna, I'll call him. Soon, a suntanned man in beach clothes, wire glasses, and a wide-brimmed hat arrived. So this is the team guarding me, looks weak, and the kid in the mask ridiculous. Mask for identity, Shuraisen retorted. The hawkage assured him. They're trained, they'll keep you safe. Tazuna grumbled. Can I say bye to Hinata first? Shuraisen asked. Her team's on a mission, the hawkage replied. Great, let's go, he sighed. While escorting Tazuna, Shuraisen noticed something in a puddle. Whispering to Kakashi, see that puddle? Yeah, Kakashi whispered back. And I know what you're thinking, play along. Grinning, Shuraisen whispered, you're setting them up, aren't you? Exactly, Kakashi replied. Two men in gas masks, clawed gloves, and chains leaped from the puddle, one swinging the other in front of Team 7. And who are you supposed to be, ugly? Shuraisen demanded. But before long, the chains had Kakashi ensnared, slicing him viciously. What the hell? Shuraisen yelled. Sakura let out a piercing scream. Sakura, Shuraisen, protect Tazuna, Sasuke barked. The mist ninja were poised to strike again, preparing the same deadly chain attack that had claimed Kakashi before. Shuraisen leapt forward, kicking the lead attacker into the air, drawing his kodachi mid-jump, and slashing at the mist ninja with astonishing speed. The enemy managed to graze him, but Shuraisen's twin blades moved with blinding precision, cutting the ninja to pieces. He landed gracefully, the blood of his foe mixing with the red of his outfit. Turning toward the remaining mist ninja Sasuke had subdued, Shuraisen's instincts screamed for more blood. Suddenly, a hand landed on his shoulder. He spun to see Kakashi standing there unharmed. What the hell, you pulled a stunt like that and survived? Shuraisen exclaimed. Yes, Kakashi replied calmly. And for the record, if you kill him too, we won't learn anything. Both of them had poison on their claws. You'll need to treat the scratches before the toxin spreads. No worries, Shuraisen said casually. My body handles that stuff pretty well. Kakashi watched as Shuraisen's wounds closed almost instantly. Lightning fast swordwork, rapid healing, toxin resistance. Could this be tied to the Nine Tails? He looked at the fallen mist ninja and noticed his headband. A missing nin. Tazuna, you said they were just bandits. Why didn't you mention shinobi? Tazuna looked uneasy. I didn't have a choice. What do you mean? Kakashi pressed. This country's under the thumb of a shipping tycoon named Gato, Tazuna explained. He's the only one controlling trade, so he sets outrageous prices and has driven most people into poverty. Even the nobles struggle. The few who resisted met terrible fates. The bridge I'm building will end his monopoly. That's why he wants me dead. Kakashi's eyes narrowed. So that's why Rogue Ninja are after you. This just became an A-rank mission, not exactly the assignment we expected. I understand, Tazuna sighed. No way, Shuraisen shouted. We're not backing down now. This isn't our battle, Shuraisen, Kakashi said calmly. Doesn't matter, Shuraisen shot back. It's not just him, these people need him. He might be their only chance at a better life. We can't just walk away because it's not our mission. Abandoning someone in need makes you worse than trash, Kakashi-sensei, and I'm not interested in being trash adjacent. Sakura nodded in agreement. He's right. We can't leave him, Sasuke exhaled. Then someone has to stay with Shuraisen. I don't need babysitting, Shuraisen replied with a smirk. Kakashi shrugged. Fine, we move forward. He glanced around, only to find the other mist ninja gone. Who were they, Kakashi-sensei? Sakura asked. They were known as the Demon Brothers of the Hidden Mist, Kakashi replied. Far away in a shadowy room, a man wrapped in bandages over the lower half of his face, wearing pinstriped pants, glared at the surviving demon brother. So let me get this straight, you got beaten by a bunch of kids. They had a Jonin with them, the demon brother protested. And the red-clad kid, he killed my brother. Red, you say? The man asked, voice low and dangerous. And a mask red and black, added the demon brother. The man snarled. Deadpool. Deadpool. Him? Yeah, or maybe some kid just as loud and obnoxious, probably half as skilled, the bandaged man muttered, chuckling. I'll see for myself who managed to beat you. Meanwhile, Team 7 escorted Tazuna on a motorboat toward the bridge he had been describing. The motor had been sabotaged, forcing them to row across the foggy waters. This Gato guy sounds awful, Shuraisen muttered. He is, Tazuna replied grimly. A criminal, a murderer, using his wealth to stay above the law. Though I suppose you don't have to worry about me. My grandson will be upset, and my daughter will curse you forever for surviving unharmed. Kakashi groaned. We get it. Tazuna turned to Shuraisen. Where did you learn to fight like that? My dad, Shuraisen said casually. He's very good at teaching that kind of thing. Is he a ninja? Kind of, Shuraisen replied. Let's just say I don't want him in trouble. Your father must be insane to teach you to slice people apart like that, Sakura remarked. He's just himself, Shuraisen shrugged. And hey, at least I did something back there. What does that mean? Sakura asked. You're smart, Sakura-chan, figure it out. Sakura scowled, utterly baffled. One moment he was teasing her, the next he was slyly insulting her. What did he even want other than the obvious? Arriving at the bridge, Shuraisen's eyes widened. Wow, this is huge. Haven't seen a bridge like this since George Washington. Brooklyn. It's not even finished, Tazuna said. Keep quiet. We don't want to get noticed. Heh, sorry, Shuraisen muttered. They guided Tazuna to his home through the forest, alert to any movement. Someone's tailing us, Shuraisen whispered. Yes, Kakashi agreed. But don't rush into a fight. They're sending a Jonin, a true elite, far beyond ordinary skill. I've faced worse, Shuraisen muttered. No, you haven't, Kakashi replied. Training doesn't compare to real combat. You don't get a second chance out here. It's do or die. Understood, Kakashi-sensei, Shuraisen said. He pressed the underside of a disc on his sleeve, launching 3 spinning blades in a spiral pattern at the bushes. He heard skittering footsteps and went to check. A snow-white rabbit hopped out. Wow, White Rabbit, feels like we just entered Wonderland, Shuraisen joked. Actually a snow bunny, Kakashi explained. Its fur only turns white in winter, and it's not winter. Suddenly, a massive blade hurtled through the air like a giant carving knife. Get down, Kakashi yelled. Everyone hit the ground except Shuraisen, who tried to kick the flying weapon off course. His foot struck the handle, sending it crashing into a tree. You better come out, Shuraisen shouted. We know you're there, a dark chuckle echoed from a branch. Nice move, kid, learn that from Daddy. Nah. Daddy taught me that most problems are solved with a little violence, Shuraisen said smugly. Seems to be working, Tazuna's still alive. Keep it up, and you'll be dead too, the man sneered. Kakashi noticed the ninja headband, the symbol of the hidden mist. Zabuza Mamachi, correct? Yeah, and your Kakashi headache. We had orders to eliminate you when I was with the hidden mist. I see you remember me well, Kakashi said under his mask. Enough talk, time to fight, Shuraisen yelled, drawing his kodachi, only to be held back by Kakashi. He's a Jonin, Shuraisen, Kakashi warned. Your priority is protecting Tazuna. You and the others form a manji around him. Now, fine, Shuraisen grunted, forming the defensive pattern with Sakura and Sasuke. You really think that'll help? Zabuza sneered. Kakashi removed his headband, revealing his Sharingan. I'm ready, Kakashi said. Sharingan, Sasuke gasped. His bloodline, how could Kakashi possess it? It looks weird, but I've seen stranger eyes, Shuraisen muttered. Doesn't shoot beams, though. The Sharingan is deadly, Sasuke warned. It can copy any technique, any movement, any genjutsu instantly. Reminds me of someone Wade Papa works with, Shuraisen murmured with a grin. That's just the beginning, kid, Zabuza said, leaping gracefully onto the nearby lake. One arm stretched toward the sky, the other angled at his chest as his chakra flared violently. A dense fog began to coil and thicken around everyone. "What's happening?" Shuraisen asked, pressing his ear against his mask. Almost instantly, infrared lenses snapped over his eyes, giving him some visibility through the choking mist. "The hidden mist technique," Kakashi explained, his voice calm but tense. "It's the precursor to his signature assassination skill, the silent kill technique. Even my Sharingan can't predict everything. Stay alert. 8 lethal targets I could strike," Zabuza's voice taunted through the mist. "Any ninja worth their salt should know them: throat, lungs, heart. If I miss those, 5 others remain. Can you name them?" Kakashi's eyes scanned the fog, every nerve on edge. Shuraisen used the infrared to detect heat signatures, separating friend from foe. Sasuke froze in fear, heart hammering. Damn it, he could strike anytime, anywhere. He's everywhere and nowhere all at once. I can feel his intent to kill, it's suffocating, I can't. "Sasuke," Kakashi barked, voice cutting through the panic. "I won't let any of you die. I swear it." Right then, Zabuza landed in the middle of the Manji formation. Shuraisen cursed under his breath, spinning to strike with both Kodachi. Zabuza met the attacks effortlessly, holding them off with his massive blade and pushing Shuraisen back. "You've got skill, kid," Zabuza said, smirking. "Deadpool would have approved." He then kicked Shuraisen in the stomach, sending him sprawling, and lunged for Tazuna. But Kakashi was ready, driving a kunai into Zabuza's kidney. Water leaked from the wound, and Zabuza's form dissolved into a puddle. "A water clone," Kakashi muttered. The real Zabuza appeared suddenly, cutting Kakashi in half. Kakashi dissolved into water as well, another clone. Zabuza chuckled darkly. "Clever, Kakashi, using a clone to draw my attention, but a copy won't beat me." Another Zabuza emerged behind Kakashi, kicking him into the lake. "Kakashi-sensei," Sakura screamed. As he surfaced, the first Zabuza formed seals and invoked the water prison technique. A solid orb of water trapped Kakashi, holding him firmly inside. "Kakashi-sensei," Shuraisen shouted, rushing forward. "Don't be foolish," Kakashi barked. "You'll all die if you try, take Tazuna and get out." "What about you?" Sakura demanded. "I'll manage, the priority is Tazuna, not taking on a missing nin you can't handle." Kakashi's voice was firm. Shuraisen gritted his teeth and sprang forward, faster than humanly possible, attacking the Zabuza clone obstructing their path. Sparks flew as steel clashed. "You really think your little sword tricks will stop me?" The clone sneered, kicking Shuraisen down and slamming him with an elbow. "You're just a kid playing ninja, weak." It ripped the band from Shuraisen's thigh and crushed it underfoot. "Give it back," Shuraisen growled, only to be shoved back toward Sakura, Sasuke, and Tazuna. "What were you thinking?" Sakura yelled. "We're genin, he's a jonin." "Listen carefully," Kakashi's voice called from within the water. "Get out now, I mean it." Tazuna shook his head. "I dragged you all into this, but maybe there's a way out." "How?" Sakura asked. "Running won't help," Tazuna said. "Zabuza will hunt us down anyway. The smart move is to confront him now and end this fight alive." He nodded at Shuraisen. "You've got guts, go for it." Shuraisen smirked. "Thanks, old man." He turned to Sakura and Sasuke. "We need to get past the clone and reach the real Zabuza to save Kakashi-sensei." "Easier said than done," Sakura muttered. "That's why we need a plan," Shuraisen said. "One distracts the clone, one targets the real Zabuza, one guards Tazuna." "Clear." "Sounds reasonable," Sasuke admitted. "Good, and remember, fight like your life depends on it, because it does. Kakashi's in danger, and we won't let that jerk get away." Shuraisen and Sasuke charged the water clone, throwing shuriken to split its attention. The clone elbowed Sasuke to the ground viciously. "Idiots," Zabuza sneered, keeping his hand inside Kakashi's water prison. "You have no idea what being a true ninja means. By my age, my hands were soaked in blood." "Now I understand you," Kakashi said from within the prison. "Bloody mist. Their academy exam required killing each other until only one survived. We in the Leaf called it barbaric, but it shaped men like him, the man you're facing." "What?" Shuraisen yelled. "He killed his own classmates. They were weak. They didn't deserve to be ninja, just like you don't. Children playing at games until the day they understand life and death, that's when you face me." Shuraisen grinned. "You're arrogant, huh?" He tied his band back on his thigh. Well, put this in your book. The one who will rise to be the greatest master of blades, Naruto Uzumaki. And I never back down. He glared at Zabuza, who still had a foot on Sasuke. Shuraisen's hand split into 50 perfect clones, all lunging forward with Kodachi flashing. Zabuza fought, but frustration mounted as the clones twisted midair, landing like agile predators. He's too strong, Tazuna muttered. Stronger than Apocalypse, one Shuraisen mocked. But we're not giving up, Zabuza blinked. Why aren't you disappearing? They're not shadow clones, Shuraisen replied. They vanish only when I want them to, and I do need them. He tossed something at Sasuke. Sasuke caught it instinctively. What the? He unfolded it into a massive four-pointed shuriken. Demon Wind Shuriken, Windmill of Shadows. You think that'll touch me? Zabuza asked. Sasuke hurled it with all his might, aimed at the true Zabuza holding Kakashi hostage. The first shuriken missed, but another followed. Zabuza leapt, tucking his legs, narrowly avoiding the attack. But the second shuriken morphed into Shuraisen, who flicked a silver kunai straight at the arm Zabuza had kept trapped in the water prison. Zabuza had no choice but to pull his arm free to avoid losing control of it, and Shuraisen tumbled into the lake after pulling off his stunt. How did you do that? Zabuza growled, furious. Simple transformation techniques and a bit of misdirection, Shuraisen replied coolly. And thanks for the assist, Sasuke. You little brat, Zabuza hissed, lunging at Shuraisen. But the massive shuriken he'd grabbed was stopped dead by Kakashi's metal-reinforced glove. The Jonin's glare alone looked capable of cutting through steel. This is what happens when you underestimate your opponents, Kakashi said. Shuraisen may be unhinged, but he's trained by one of the finest assassins across our worlds. Sasuke's a prodigy, and Sakura's got the sharpest mind of the team. Sakura couldn't help but think, wow, Sasuke and Shuraisen actually coordinate perfectly. And they don't even need to speak. Zabuza's eyes burned. Deadpool, I've been itching for a rematch with that bastard. If I can't get him, I'll settle for sending a message through his brat. You want me? Shuraisen smirked, drawing both Kodachi. Bring it on. In one lightning-fast lunge, he slashed at Zabuza. The mist ninja growled, tossing the shuriken aside and swinging his giant blade. Shuraisen leapt over him, spun, and slashed at Zabuza's back. They spun again, ducking and weaving, Shuraisen landing a solid kick to Zabuza's stomach. A large gash formed along his thigh, but he managed to avoid losing the leg entirely. You should let me handle this from here, Kakashi said. Teresa-san would kill me if something goes wrong. Fine, Shuraisen muttered, but don't let him get away or I'm stepping in again. Kakashi and Zabuza clashed, blades and kunai striking in rapid succession. Then they performed a flurry of hand seals, finishing with torai, releasing the water dragon bullet technique. Twin dragon-shaped jets of water clashed violently, yet Kakashi and Zabuza continued their duel seamlessly. Their movements mirrored each other perfectly. Then they started another sequence of hand seals, different this time, leaving Sasuke, Sakura, and Tazuna dumbfounded. Kakashi's smirk showed he was thoroughly enjoying Zabuza's confusion. How are you doing this? Zabuza growled. Getting frustrated, Kakashi asked innocently. Zabuza's anger boiled. You're copying me, you'll never beat me with cheap tricks. Ironically, Kakashi's words echoed Zabuza's, perfectly in sync. That only made the mist ninja more enraged. I'll make sure you never speak again, he roared. But Kakashi had already completed his technique. Water move, giant vortex technique, the lake erupted, tossing Zabuza and Shuraisen across the waves. Shuraisen, ever unhinged, surfed the waves with a wild cheer. Completely insane, Tazuna muttered. Eventually, both crashed on land. Zabuza hit a tree, Shuraisen bounced off and drop-kicked him in the head for good measure, landing near Kakashi with a grin. Fun, Shuraisen said. While Zabuza reeled, Kakashi struck, impaling him with multiple kunai. This ends now, he stated. Can you see the future? Zabuza asked. Yes, Kakashi replied. This is your final battle, Shuraisen chuckled. Don't worry, Kakashi-sensei, I got this. He kissed his fist and swung, but before he could land the blow, 2 needles pierced Zabuza's neck. From a nearby tree, another masked ninja had acted. Everyone froze. Shuraisen fumed. You were right, the new ninja said softly. This battle was his last. Thank you, Kakashi. Zabuza's body was swiftly removed, secrets intact. Shuraisen grumbled, irritated at having his kill stolen. Sakura shouted, but the hunter ninja calmly explained their role, eliminating rogue threats. Kakashi lowered his headband over his Sharingan. Mission still goes on. Let's get Tazuna to his bridge. Shuraisen scooped up unconscious Kakashi. Dead weight but mission go. Inside Tazuna's home, Shuraisen smirked at a woman with dark blue hair. You must be the lady of the house. Yes, she replied. You're the ninja Tazuna sent. That I am, Shuraisen said, gesturing to his teammates. Sasuke broody boy, Sakura hot pink screamer, and Kakashi out stone cold pervert. Mind if I set him down? Sakura shouted, but Tazuna reassured her. Shuraisen leaned in with a grin. Tsunami, your beauty hits like a tidal wave. Sakura glared. What is he doing? Meanwhile, a young boy in a fisherman's cap approached, clearly annoyed. Shuraisen greeted him, only to be met with grunts. Tsunami explained. Shuraisen muttered, bewildered. Sakura groaned, flustered. Do you have to be an idiot every chance you get? Shuraisen asked Sakura. You can't be so insensitive, she shot back. Hey, if I were any more insensitive, you wouldn't be flapping that mouth so freely, Shuraisen shot back with a mischievous grin. Or maybe you would, just in a fun way if you catch my drift. Sakura's face turned crimson. You pervert! Does Hinata even know how you act around other women? I act the same way around her, Shuraisen replied casually. The difference is I actually mean it with her. He glanced at Tazuna and Tsunami. So, where should I set Kakashi-sensei down so he can rest? Don't expect me to be the comfiest pillow, though. I'll help you with your sensei, Tsunami offered kindly. Much appreciated, Shuraisen said with a grin. Soon enough, Kakashi was lying on a cot, covered with heavy blankets and a plush pillow under his head. How's that, Kakabaka? It's fine, thanks, Yuzugaki, Kakashi mumbled, half asleep. You've been awake for a while, haven't you? Shuraisen guessed. Just long enough to witness your pathetic attempts at charm, Kakashi replied dryly. I honestly don't know how Hinata puts up with you. Because I'm awesome, Shuraisen countered confidently. I suppose, Kakashi muttered. But seriously, this isn't the last we'll see of Zabuza. What do you mean? Shuraisen asked sharply. Don't tell me that wannabe hunter ninja swooped in and stole my kill. Well, more or less, Kakashi confirmed grimly. That kid wasn't a real hunter ninja, just pretending. If he were for real, Zabuza wouldn't be walking away right now. Those needles can simulate death when used on precise pressure points, temporary, just enough to fool an enemy. Shuraisen cursed loudly. That little, calm down, Sasuke interjected. If Kakashi's right, you'll get another shot at him. In the meantime, you'll need to train, Kakashi said. You were completely unprepared for threats like Zabuza or that fake hunter. You could have been killed. How can you train us if you're stuck in bed? Sakura asked skeptically. Give me a little rest first, then I'll show you, Kakashi said. Fine, Shuraisen shrugged. But mind if we practice on our own for a bit? What's your plan? Kakashi asked. That masked ninja was fast, Shuraisen said, eyes narrowing. Faster than I could track, but I'm fast. If we're going to beat him, we need to react quick enough to stop a deadly strike. I understand, Kakashi said. You want to teach them to fight someone whose greatest strength is speed. Exactly, Shuraisen nodded. Kakashi-sensei, Sakura protested. What can Shuraisen possibly teach us? He's just a genin. He's also been trained intensively by Deadpool from the time he was a kid, Kakashi explained. His personality might be irritating, but in terms of skill, he's the strongest among you. He even wounded Zabuza. Don't get full of yourself, Sasuke said with a smirk. Just because you're teaching me doesn't make you better. Whatever, Shuraisen shot back. I've got more battlefield experience than both of you combined. Meanwhile, at Gato's headquarters, Zabuza lounged, recovering while being forced to listen to Gato rant about failing to kill Tazuna. A child wounded you like that? What kind of demon are you? Zabuza merely listened. Too bad for Gato that Zabuza had no interest in his tirade. And worse, when Gato tried to grab him in frustration, the masked ninja, his savior earlier, caught Gato's wrist and crushed it. You won't touch him, the impostor growled. Haku, Zabuza called calmly. Stop. Yes, Zabuza-sama, Haku said, releasing Gato's wrist. With Gato retreating to tend to his injury, Haku and Zabuza were alone. That kid in red, he's Deadpool's protege through and through, Zabuza muttered. Deadpool, The mercenary who never stops talking, Haku asked. Exactly, Zabuza growled. I've never seen someone so young fight with such ferocity. Almost like me, well, except for me, of course. I'll still finish him after Tazuna, but I'll enjoy it. Still, conserve your energy, Haku advised. Yeah, Zabuza muttered. Means I wait longer. Damn kid cut me deep. Back near Tazuna's house, Team 7 was training. They practiced sword techniques, with Shuraisen handing Sakura and Sasuke each a kodachi and demonstrating stances. They formed a triangular pattern around him. Here's the drill, Shuraisen said. Attack me like your life depends on it. Make every strike count, no wild swings. What about you? Sakura asked. You don't even have a sword. Don't worry, Shuraisen said lazily. Now go, you're not even in stance, Sasuke shouted. I don't need it, Shuraisen yelled back. Come on, or are you scared? That did the trick. Sakura and Sasuke charged. Shuraisen waited until the last second, grabbing Sakura's blade and blocking Sasuke's with his shin. He kicked Sasuke and flung Sakura, sending them sprawling, but neither was seriously hurt. Be careful, Kakashi called. You could have killed them. Yeah, Kakabaka, I know, Shuraisen said without looking at him, turning back to his students. Is that all you've got? My mom fights better than that, and I think I owe her an apology for comparing you to her. Sakura and Sasuke assumed mirrored kenjutsu stances. Sasuke gestured for Sakura to follow, and she locked eyes on Shuraisen, who cracked his neck and grinned crazily beneath his mask. Sasuke struck first, swinging rapidly. Shuraisen dodged and blocked effortlessly, countering with a kick. Sasuke trapped his leg, smirking. Not too slow, he said. Shuraisen grinned devilishly. Better, but still not enough. He flipped, kicked, contorted to block Sakura, knocked her down, and began a break-dance-like sequence, dodging, blocking, countering all at once. Kakashi watched silently. What is wrong with this kid? Seizing what they thought was an opening, Sakura and Sasuke attacked, only to find Shuraisen integrating the dance into his defense. When he stopped, his knee pressed against Sakura's blade, elbow against Sasuke's. You're improving, Shuraisen said, but remember to look underneath the underneath. Right, Kakabaka? Shuraisen. You can't call our sensei that, Sakura yelled. Shut up, apple polisher, Shuraisen shot back, pressing his knee and striking with his elbow. I'll call him what I want. Are you teaching or venting frustration? Kakashi asked. Training's over, Shuraisen said, returning their swords. Wow, Kakashi thought, I do need to work on their taijutsu and kenjutsu. He spoke aloud, if you're not too tired, I want to show you something. Like what, Kakashi-sensei? Sakura asked. Tree walking, Kakashi replied. It tests chakra control. Chakra comes from both your physical and spiritual energy, molded by your will. Too little and it fails. Too much and you overload it. Shuraisen snorted. Something wrong? Kakashi asked. I already can, Shuraisen replied. In a flash of red, he dashed up the tree trunk right to Kakashi's position. See, that's not exactly tree walking, Kakashi remarked. What you're doing is relying on your speed to push yourself up the tree without controlling your chakra to actually stay on it. It works, but it's not proper technique. Whatever, Shuraisen replied, rolling his eyes. Same thing, really. No, it isn't, Kakashi corrected. The difference is one can be maintained, the other can't. Speed can help in some cases, sure, but true chakra control shows skill and precision, something every shinobi should have. Fine, Kakabaka, Shuraisen muttered. If it makes you happy, I'll do it the right way too. He demonstrated, walking smoothly down the tree trunk as if it were solid ground, not slipping once. See, Spider-Man style, got it or not? Spider-Man, who's that? Sasuke asked curiously. Some guy in a red and blue outfit who swings between skyscrapers, climbs walls with superpowers, and jumps around like a maniac, though not as insane as Dead Papa, Shuraisen explained. And he's a friend of yours? Sasuke asked. Sort of, but Dead Papa thinks he's a bad influence, Shuraisen replied. Don't know why. If your dad thinks he's bad, he must be awful, Sakura said flatly. No, Spider-Man's a hero. He saves people, and forget that jerk Jameson, he doesn't know what he's talking about, Shuraisen protested. Jameson, Sakura raised an eyebrow. Someone you wouldn't know, Shuraisen replied dismissively. When Shuraisen woke after an intense night of training, the first thing he saw was a stunning girl with smooth, pale skin, long black hair, and warm brown eyes. She wore a pink kimono with a black choker and carried a basket of herbs. He smiled, barely realizing his mask was still on. "Am I dreaming?" he muttered. "No, you're very much awake," she said softly, her voice gentle enough to calm him. "Blasted fox won't let me rest yet," Shuraisen mumbled under his breath. "What brings you here?" she asked. "Training," he replied. "And you?" "I'm collecting herbs to help someone injured recently," she explained. "That's nice," he said casually. "What are you training for?" she asked again. "So that if I ever walk through the darkest path I won't fear anything, because I'll be the darkness itself," Shuraisen answered. "And why would you want to be the darkest there?" she asked. "Because the darkest is usually the strongest," he said simply. "And I want to be the strongest." "Do you want strength for yourself or for someone else?" she asked thoughtfully. The question took him back to when he was 11, facing true horror for the first time. During a mission, X-Factor had uncovered a string of brutal murders in the area known as Mutant Town. Naruto had sneaked along just for the thrill. X-Factor, the X-Men's strike team, and the notorious Silver Samurai battled the Reavers and were losing. These weren't ordinary cyber-enhanced thugs, they were zealots with sentinel implants, convinced God was on their side. Their assault was ruthless and merciless. Naruto watched as friends, mentors, and even family fell one by one. And what was he doing? Hiding. Terrified. Lady Deathstrike, a reaver with extendable metal claws, aimed for Wolverine, while another cybernetic blonde threatened Surin. Seeing those he cared for in mortal danger, Naruto snapped. A red aura of chakra erupted around him, and with a furious roar, he attacked. He ripped the blades from the blonde's arms with raw power, moving faster than anyone could track. His strikes were precise, brutal, unstoppable. "Someone kill that little freak," one reaver shouted, but no one could stop him. Naruto's speed and reflexes let him counter attacks before they even landed. One unlucky enemy lost his arms in a blur of sharp strikes. "Damn," Gambit muttered, "the kid's gone wild." "Quick, stop him," Madrox barked, "before he kills everyone." "Try all, not one," Wolverine growled. The Reaver's technology could track mutant abilities, but nothing prepared them for a child like this. Multiple signatures, all in one boy, moving unpredictably. Lady Deathstrike lunged at him, but Naruto grabbed her wrist, claws emerging and piercing through her enhancements. The aura around him scorched her skin, revealing hellfire itself. "What are you?" she screamed. Naruto only smiled cruelly, hurling her into the others before advancing. "Retreat!" she yelled, terrified. Quicksilver intervened, but Naruto shoved him aside and continued after the Reavers until Psylocke's telekinetic grip stopped him. "Stop, Naruto!" Surin yelled. Her voice reached him. Strong arms held him steady, offering comfort amid his rage. "Atoto-chan, it's okay now," Monet whispered. "You can stop." Naruto's aura faded, his claws retracted, and he collapsed against Monet's chest. "Naruto," she murmured, brushing his hair. "What happened?" That moment stayed with Shuraisen forever. He now understood the girl's question. "It's not just for me," he said. "If I become the strongest, I can protect everyone I care about from those who would hurt them for who they are." "The real meaning of strength," she said. "It's not power over others, but the ability to shield them. You become strong when you fight for someone." Shuraisen grinned beneath his mask. "Do you have someone you care about?" "Yes," she replied. "I would do anything for him." "He's lucky," Shuraisen said. "I should go," she said, standing. Shuraisen's gaze lingered briefly before she turned away. "Your dream of becoming strong enough to protect them will come true," she said. "Thanks," he whispered. Then, casually, she added, "By the way, I'm actually a boy." Shuraisen's jaw nearly dropped. "No way a boy could have that," he muttered, staring as the girl walked away. Just then, Sasuke caught up. "Kakashi wants you for breakfast," he said. "Worried about me?" Shuraisen teased. "No," Sasuke replied. "Sakura is, and why should I care?" Shuraisen mocked. "You keep trying to get in her way," Sasuke said. "Explain why it matters." "Whatever," Shuraisen grumbled. "Let's go." At home, Sakura demanded, "Where were you?" "And why do you care?" he countered. "Shuraisen idiot," she yelled. "If something happened, just forget it." "What did I do?" he asked. "And what's her deal?" "How was training?" Kakashi asked. "Good, Kakabaka," Shuraisen replied. "Quick question, can a trap be so damn beautiful that even knowing it's a trap you just don't care?" "Possible, but extremely rare," Kakashi replied. "Honestly, you mostly see that kind of thing in shoujo stories." "That's fine." That's all I needed, Shuraisen said with a small nod. Meanwhile, Inari was sulking off to the side. Why bother? Gato's just going to wipe all of you out anyway, along with anyone else who gets in his way. You talk like defeat is guaranteed, and you'll end up proving it true, Shuraisen countered. That's what Cable-sensei always said. It's all in your head. In my head, forget that, Inari shouted. This isn't some nightmare scenario, it's reality. The strong survive, the weak die. Cable-sensei once told me something else, Shuraisen said, calm but firm. True strength exists to protect those who can't protect themselves. If the strong use their power to dominate others, they're not strong, they're just bullies pretending strength equals might. Your Cable-sensei is wrong, Inari barked. That's not how life works. You wouldn't understand suffering even if it hit you in the face. Shuraisen's eyes darkened. In a flash, he drew both Kodachi, spinning behind Inari with one blade pressed against the side of his neck and the other hovering near his kidney. Funny, he said quietly, all trace of humor gone. You think I've never known real suffering? You have a mother and a grandfather. I never had family I could call mine. My early years were nothing but loneliness, and being despised by everyone in my village for who I was didn't exactly help either. And you know what? That's nothing compared to what my friends went through elsewhere. Their parents hated them for what they were, some even tried to kill them. Entire mobs formed just to hunt them down. And you're lecturing me about not knowing pain? Naruto, that's enough, Sakura yelled, stepping forward. Even I have to agree, Kakashi added. I tolerate a lot from you, Naruto, but threatening a child crosses a line. He needs to understand, Shuraisen muttered through gritted teeth. You won't teach him by holding a sword to his neck, Kakashi replied evenly. Shuraisen sheathed his blades and walked away. Whatever, my point's made, later. In an instant, he was gone, leaving Inari, Tsunami, Tazuna, Sakura, Sasuke, and Kakashi stunned in his wake. What kind of maniac is that? Tazuna exclaimed. Our maniac, like it or not, Kakashi said calmly, as Inari fled to his room with Tsunami trailing behind to calm him. Now, why exactly is Inari so cynical for someone his age? It's his father figure, Tazuna began. Not by blood, but Kaiza was the man Inari looked up to. A hero, someone who protected the helpless. When Gato took power, he executed Kaiza just for opposing him. That crushed the country's spirit and left him free to act as he pleased. Not just the country, it also broke Inari's heart, didn't it? Kakashi mused. Yes, Tazuna said, heavy with sorrow. He's never been the same since. Meanwhile, Shuraisen was venting his frustration on some bandits, Gato's men, no doubt, as he dodged attacks and retaliated with lethal precision. After defeating them, he turned to the young girl they had been harassing. You won't have to deal with them for a while, he said, tossing her a silver kunai. Keep this, you'll need it someday. In a blink, he was gone. One of the surviving bandits groaned, clutching his arms. We have to tell Gato. When the bandits reported back, Gato glared at Zabuza and his young partner. I want that kid dead. And make sure he's intact so I can display him in the town square as a warning. Understood, Zabuza growled. Shuraisen spent the night patrolling, releasing pent-up anger, until he spotted bandits running away from Tazuna's house, one of them carrying a woman. Tsunami, damn it. Hold on, I'm coming. He pursued them, noticing Inari had followed. So the kids got guts. Good. Let go of my mother, Inari yelled, charging at them with pure fury. A bandit drew his sword, ready to strike. You're brave, but bravery won't save you, one sneered. I will save her, Shuraisen shouted, springing from his hiding place and delivering a brutal scissor kick to two of the bandits. He twisted midair to catch Tsunami safely in his arms. Hey there, didn't expect to see you here. Then he turned to Inari. Thanks, kid, couldn't have done it without you. You're welcome, Inari stammered. Shuraisen steadied Tsunami and drew his Kodachi, cutting down the bandits who tried to rise. Take care of your mom, she's a fighter. He sprinted toward the bridge, knowing Zabuza and the rogue ninja would be causing trouble. Indeed, the battle was intense. Kakashi struggled against Zabuza, who seemed more prepared this time. Sasuke was trapped in a dome of ice mirrors, under constant attack, while Sakura guarded Tazuna. When Shuraisen streaked in, he slashed at the rogue ninja. The attacker was fast, using his mask as a makeshift shield. What's up, losers? Shuraisen called. You could have stayed out of it, Kakashi groaned. Where's the fun in that? Shuraisen replied, eyes on Zabuza. Now step back and watch me handle this. No, Shuraisen, help Sasuke, he needs it, Kakashi insisted. Shuraisen smiled under his mask. Fine. I'll at least deal with this little thief stealing my kill. He charged into the mirror dome, striking with precision. Though he cut through several mirrors, they wouldn't break. Then he realized the solution: enter from within, slashing from the inside. Needles flew, but he blocked as many as he could, though some still pierced through. Shuraisen, what are you doing? Sasuke yelled. Saving your ungrateful ass, Shuraisen replied. I don't need saving, Sasuke shouted. You looked like you did, Shuraisen shot back. The rogue ninja attacked again with a flurry of needles. How? Shuraisen yelled. Look all you want, the hunter replied. You'll never understand the trick. Yeah, Shuraisen hissed, entering hyperspeed. He struck every mirror in range, forcing the hunter to respond. Finally, he landed a kick to his stomach before the hunter twisted back into a mirror, avoiding Sasuke's fireball. So close, Sasuke muttered. I know his trick, Shuraisen said. How? Sasuke demanded. Same as me. He uses these mirrors to distort space and time, letting him move faster than anyone can react. Faster than you anyway. Just tell me how to beat him, Sasuke demanded. You can't beat me, the hunter said calmly. What's your deal anyway? Shuraisen asked. Pretending to be a hunter ninja just to save Zabuza? Forget it. I won't let you kill me. I don't want you dead, the hunter replied softly, sadness in his tone. You're a means to an end, a way to protect someone precious. I fight for him, and I would die for his dreams. Now, in this place and time, our dreams clash. And if I must, I will harden my heart, kill the kindness within me, and take your lives. Bring it on, Shuraisen shouted. The fight intensified as Shuraisen and Sasuke struggled to keep pace with the fake hunter, whose movement was nearly impossible to track thanks to his uncanny speed. Despite appearances, Sasuke was gradually learning to predict the hunter's motions, while Shuraisen found himself keeping up more easily than before. Let's see how this works, Shuraisen thought, swinging his kodachi once more. The fake hunter dodged with ease, but razor-sharp strands of chakra extended from the blades, slicing through a nearby mirror. Yes, Shuraisen exclaimed under his mask. The hunter's body language betrayed surprise. Shuraisen grinned and swung again, only to have the attack blocked by a flurry of needles. You're better than I expected, the hunter said. Thanks, Shuraisen replied, spinning his other blade. The hunter dodged straight into a fireball from Sasuke. He barely avoided the flames, though the blast scorched one leg of his hakama and burned his ankle. Though slowed, he still managed to dodge Sasuke's following kunai volley, only to leave himself vulnerable to a sweeping kick from Shuraisen. Attempting to escape into a mirror, the hunter was foiled as Shuraisen cut through it before he could vanish. In response, the hunter leapt and backflipped into a higher mirror, relying on his needle barrage, the core of his strategy, since the mirrors provided safer ground than engaging Shuraisen and Sasuke head-on. The pair blocked and deflected the needles with swords and kunai, while Shuraisen destroyed another ice mirror, steadily eroding the hunter's refuge. Time to finish this, Shuraisen yelled, sheathing his blades and slamming his fist into his open hand to create 12 clones. You know the plan. Got it, boss, one clone replied. The dozen Shuraisens charged, a crimson storm of blades tearing at mirrors, while the hunter used his teleportation skill to counterattack. One clone landed a kick to his stomach. Another caught him with an elbow to the chin. Sasuke watched, searching for the right moment. When it came, he unleashed a massive fireball. The Shuraisen clones merged to avoid it, but the hunter's sleeve was singed, and a burn marred his arm. Realizing he'd pushed things too far, he braced himself to end the fight. He unleashed a storm of needles at Shuraisen, aiming to overwhelm even this red whirlwind. But Sasuke had pushed Shuraisen aside, taking most of the needles himself. What the hell was that for? Shuraisen exclaimed. I could have handled that. Why yeah, sure, Sasuke muttered, sarcastic through pain. You're not that great. How do you know? Shuraisen shot back. I've beaten you before, you think I needed saving. Just shut up, Sasuke groaned, collapsing as Shuraisen caught him. Damn, he turned you into a pincushion, Shuraisen muttered. You never stop talking, do you? Sasuke rasped. I'm keeping you from passing out. Don't you dare go into the light. Light means death. Don't you dare, Sasuke barely breathed, forcing out words with effort. Shuraisen, promise me something. What? You sound like you're dying, but you're not. Hear me, you're not dying here. You can't make me live. You're going to live whether you like it or not. Hang on, damn it. Promise me, Naruto, find my brother and kill him. Kill your brother, why? Because I won't survive long enough to face him. He's the one I swore I'd kill. Why? It was my dreams, my goal. Don't let it die, Naruto. Sasuke's voice faded to nothing. Sasuke, wake up, you don't get to die here, do you hear me? You don't, Shuraisen shouted. From the mirrors, the fake hunter observed, almost pitying him. First time seeing someone you care for die, Shuraisen's eyes blazed. Shut up. Don't pretend to be my friend. You're dead. A Shuraisen wreathed in hellfire charged, destroying mirror after mirror. The hunter leapt from a remaining mirror, only to receive a brutal punch from Shuraisen that sent him flying through another mirror. The hunter scrambled to stand as Shuraisen approached, ready to finish him, but stopped when the mask shattered, revealing the face of the girl he had connected with just yesterday. And she was the one who had killed Sasuke Uchiha. Shuraisen froze, sword at her throat. You, why? Why? Haku's voice was calm. It was my duty. Duty, Shuraisen repeated, incredulous. To Zabuza, why work for him? Because he needed me, Haku said. Shuraisen stared, a mix of shock and disgust. Needed you? What about your parents? They didn't need me, once they saw what I could do, Haku admitted. Your ice powers? Shuraisen asked, recognition dawning. He remembered young people like Haku, rejected by families for abilities they could not control, turning to dangerous mentors who only valued them as tools. What happened, Haku? He asked. I was born in a land of eternal snow, Haku began. Ninja wars targeted those with inherited powers. My parents tried to protect me, but once I manifested my abilities, they were attacked. I killed to survive until Zabuza found me. For the first time, I was wanted. Shuraisen was silent for a moment. You know how sad that is, sticking with someone evil who treats you like a weapon. That's pathetic. Haku's eyes were solemn. Being unwanted is worse than death. With Zabuza, I am needed. I know what it's like to be unwanted, Shuraisen snapped. I'm an orphan, no one wanted me, I was hunted. But you mean Deadpool? Haku asked. Yes, Shuraisen nodded. And even so, you're not going to find belonging with Zabuza. He's all I have, and now I am useless to him, Haku admitted. What do you mean? I couldn't kill you or him, Haku confessed. You mean Sasuke isn't dead? Shuraisen asked. Not permanently, I needed him down, but I couldn't kill him or you. I am useless now. A weapon that can't strike is worthless. You're not a weapon, Shuraisen shouted. You're human, you deserve love, care, and value, not to be used. Haku looked at him, sorrowful. Do you really believe that? I am your enemy. I tried to kill you for Zabuza. Then why? Shuraisen yelled, punching with all his force, careful not to kill. What will it take for you to see that you are human, not just a tool? Kill me, Haku whispered. And why would I ever do that? Shuraisen demanded. Because I refuse to live like this, Haku said quietly. I won't live knowing I'm no longer useful to Zabuza, that I'm just unnecessary again. Damn you, Shuraisen shouted, voice cracking. You're willing to die for him, why? What could he possibly mean to you? Everything, Haku replied, a hollow sadness in their voice. He pulled me out of a life where I meant nothing. Your so-called mercy, it's far crueler than just ending my life. I'm not going to kill you, Shuraisen growled, stepping closer. Do you know why? You're pathetic now, honestly not worth it. I'm off to help Kakabaka finish Zabuza. Maybe seeing that will shake you out of whatever spell he put on you. He moved past Haku, drawing his kodachi as he ran toward Kakashi and Zabuza's fight. But Haku was faster than he expected, intercepting him in a blur and seizing one of his blades. You will not touch Zabuza, they said, voice chillingly steady. Shuraisen couldn't tell if it was a man or woman speaking, he never could. You're ready to throw your life away for him? Shuraisen spat. Fine, guess I'll have to force some sense into you. Haku sprang back, pulling moisture from the air to form a barrage of ice needles. Shuraisen deflected them all, but when he looked up, Haku was gone, replaced by an ice mirror. Swearing, Shuraisen raced to Kakashi's fight, hoping to prevent something truly reckless. He arrived too late. Kakashi had charged his signature lightning blade, aiming to finish Zabuza, while the ninja dogs held him in place. But Haku had thrown themselves in front of the attack, stopping Kakashi and disabling the dogs. You thought my future was meaningless, Zabuza taunted. Kakashi, you're sharing and can't see everything. Your little prodigy won't save you now. And Haku won't save you either, Shuraisen snapped. He's dead because of you, you bastard. Shuraisen, stop, Kakashi yelled. This isn't your fight. It is now. Shuraisen shot back, swinging his blades with furious speed, red chakra trailing every strike. Zabuza's massive cleaver blocked most attacks, but even he struggled to keep up. What does Haku mean to you? Zabuza asked, masking curiosity with mockery. Haku could have been my friend, Shuraisen shouted. Haku was human, kind, someone who didn't want to hurt anyone. But you forced her to hurt others just because she wanted to be useful to you. You pathetic bastard, is that what excites you? Zabuza swung, but Shuraisen vaulted over the cleaver, kneed him in the face, then kicked him in the stomach. Stop, Shuraisen, you'll get yourself killed, Kakashi warned. The only one dying here is Zabuza, Shuraisen yelled, charging with blades blazing. Kakashi blocked with his kunai. Move, Kakabaka! Shuraisen's fury wasn't playful anymore. This was pure rage, fueled by what Zabuza had done to Haku. Even Kakashi, who understood emotion and grief, knew the boy couldn't fight like this forever without getting torn apart. I said, get out of my way, Shuraisen hissed, calm but deadly. Kakashi knew that tone, ninja in total control, but at their most dangerous. No, Kakashi said firmly. Shuraisen vanished, moving faster than Kakashi could track. The clash continued, and Sakura's voice rang out. Kakashi-sensei, what's happening? What's wrong with Shuraisen? He barely had time to respond when he saw Sasuke lying motionless where Haku and Shuraisen had clashed. Despair hit him like a punch. Sasuke, Sakura screamed. Tazuna gently offered, do you want me to go to him? You'll stay by my side, technically still obeying orders. Sakura nodded after a pause. Thank you, Tazuna. Kakashi clenched his teeth. He couldn't save Sasuke, but he could stop Shuraisen from throwing his life away. Moving to intervene, he called out, your fight is with me, Zabuza. Leave the kid alone. I don't think so, Zabuza growled. This is too entertaining. Kid's got skills, did you train him? Stay out of this. Shuraisen snapped at Kakashi, eyes blazing. You're reckless enough to get yourself killed. I can't allow that, Kakashi countered. Then stay out of my way, Shuraisen shot back, red chakra trailing in every furious strike. He pierced Zabuza's defenses, stabbing one arm and shattering the cleaver with the other, just as Gato and his men arrived. This it can't even handle a kid pretending to be a hero, Gato mocked. You scum, Zabuza growled. I never planned to pay you, Gato sneered. That's why I hired you. Missing ninja don't have villages complaining. Yours will be happy you're gone. Shuraisen's gaze hardened. This the bastard who ruined everything? Gato ignored him. He looked at Haku's fallen body and smirked. Never got to repay this little thing for my arm. Always knew she was too pretty to be a boy. He kicked the corpse roughly. Shuraisen tightened his grip on his blades. Hands off her, he roared. Was she someone you loved? Gato taunted. That's rich. Listen, kids like her don't last. Most aren't worth it, especially Kunoichi. Shuraisen lunged, but Zabuza stopped him with one arm. What, aren't you going to act? Shuraisen yelled. Haku was just a tool, Zabuza replied grimly. You piece of... Shuraisen finished with a punch that knocked him down. Stop it, Shuraisen, Kakashi called. He's finished. Not for me, Shuraisen roared, his voice echoing with a demonic fury. For Haku, I will never forgive him. The Ninetales' presence flared in Kakashi's mind. The angrier Naruto got, the more the chakra surged, more bloodthirsty he became. This wasn't good, not good at all. Kakashi had to stop him before he went completely berserk. Haku loved you, Shuraisen screamed at Zabuza. You were her world, she'd do anything to be useful to you. She'd rather die than fail you. And you call her a tool. That's the way it is, kid, Zabuza said, though his voice carried less conviction than he wanted. Gato used me, I used Haku. Shinobi were just tools to others. You don't get it, do you? Shuraisen shouted, his voice teetering on the edge of breaking. She loved you. What more do you need to understand that? She risked everything for you. Her dreams, her life, all for you, don't you see? She loved you. For a long moment, Zabuza avoided Shuraisen's gaze. When he finally looked up, Shuraisen froze. There were tears behind the bandages. Quiet kid, it's my turn now. Your words, they cut deeper than any blade. You want to know the truth about Haku and me? She was always gentle, full of care and kindness, and now I finally feel that too. The life of a shinobi is harsh, lonely, and fleeting. Haku was my light in the darkness. No matter how hard I tried to push attachment away, she brightened my days. I can't even count how many times she saved me, and I never once thanked her. Then do it now, Shuraisen said firmly, tossing one of his kodachi to Zabuza. Honor her by saving this country. How touching, Gato sneered. Move in, men. Zabuza rose, standing beside Shuraisen, a smirk hidden beneath his bandages. Shuraisen grinned back before dashing forward, leaving a streak of crimson in his wake. Zabuza followed, cutting through Gato's men. By the time Gato realized his mercenaries were useless against them, it was too late. Zabuza smashed through the mob, a few glaives and swords embedded in his back, eyes burning with cold determination. It's the devil has come. Exactly, Zabuza hissed, plunging the kodachi into Gato's chest. Hell itself has come for its due. You want to die with your little girl? Do it alone, Gato screamed. My chances of joining Haku are slim, Zabuza said, a manic grin beneath his mask. I've got too much blood on my hands for heaven. No, we're heading to hell, where demons and devils await. I might even become one myself with all this blood. But your eternity will be painful, son of a bitch. See you there. In one fluid motion, he decapitated Gato, sending his body tumbling into the ocean below. He turned to finish off the remaining men, but his injuries took their toll. Collapsing, he struggled to rise, only to fall again. Shuraisen, standing amidst the bodies, saw Zabuza on the ground. He rushed to him, Kakashi close behind. Together, they carefully removed the blades lodged in Zabuza's back. Take me to Haku, Zabuza whispered. Of course, Kakashi said softly, lowering his headband over his Sharingan after exhausting too much chakra. As they carried him to Haku, Zabuza chuckled faintly at Shuraisen. Tell Deadpool, he raised a damn fine punk, he said. Shuraisen nodded, spotting Sakura and Tazuna approaching, with a tired Sasuke in tow. Sasuke, Kakashi muttered in disbelief. Sakura confronted Shuraisen, torn between relief and frustration. Why didn't you tell me he was alive? I was angry for what happened to Haku, Shuraisen admitted, gesturing to Zabuza. Forgive me for not wanting to tell you that your dream boyfriend wasn't dead. Sasuke snorted, unimpressed. At Haku's side, Kakashi gently laid Zabuza down. We're together now, Haku, Zabuza murmured, stroking her face. Always together. Snow began falling softly around them. Are you crying for me, Haku? Why is it snowing here? Sakura asked. Haku, she was born in a place where it always snowed, Shuraisen said quietly. A soul as pure as freshly fallen snow, Kakashi reflected. A rare thing to find. Shuraisen watched Zabuza's eyes close. Maybe up there someone will be kind to you. You're too good to be doomed entirely. Tazuna spoke up. Let's return. I want to check on my daughter and grandson. After paying respects, Team 7 escorted Tazuna back, witnessing a heartwarming scene. Villagers, led by Inari, driving Gato's thugs away with whatever tools they could find. What's happening? Tazuna asked. They finally decided to stand up for themselves, Kakashi said with a small smile. Shuraisen noticed a silver flash, the little girl wielding his kunai. He waved and cheered. Go get them, girl. She paused, waving back, leaving the team curious. I gave her my kunai so she wouldn't have to worry about being robbed, he explained. And this happened when? Kakashi asked. Last night, Shuraisen replied. Now, let's help these people a bit. You're not too tired, Kakabaka? Kakashi rolled his visible eye, smirking. Not at all, Shuraisen. Shuraisen's red blur cut through Gato's thugs with lightning speed, finishing the fight in less than a minute. Kakashi covered any stragglers, leaving Tazuna in Sasuke and Sakura's care. Kakashi thought internally, he reminds me a lot of Minato-sensei, only redder, crazier. Thanks, Deadpool. When the dust settled, Shuraisen ruffled Inari's hair gently. What's up, kid? Don't call me that, she grumbled. All right, Inari, he replied. You're a little too grown for that now. Team 7 stayed to help Tazuna complete the bridge, while Shuraisen visited Zabuza and Haku's graves, speaking to them often. Occasionally, he teased Tsunami, much to Inari's irritation and Tazuna's amusement. Kakashi watched, amused by the interaction. It reminded him of scenes from his Make-Out Paradise collection. Sasuke remained indifferent. If Shuraisen wanted to flirt with a civilian, it was his choice. He did note that Tsunami had appealing curves, though he'd never say it aloud. Sakura, however, was furious. Who did Shuraisen think he was, flirting openly? And Hinata had no idea how much of a lecher her new boyfriend had become. Sasuke behaved, but he couldn't help glancing at Tsunami more than once. On their last night in Wave Country, Shuraisen visited the graves again. Shinobi life doesn't have to be all loneliness, he said. It's more than being a weapon. When I become Hokage, I'll make sure Shinobi can live more than pain and death. I promise a lifetime promise. The next morning, Team 7 prepared to leave Wave Country. Before departing, they walked across the new bridge, escorted by Tazuna and his family. Beautiful work, Kakashi said. Thank you, Tazuna replied. We couldn't have done it without your help. What will you name it? Sakura asked. Tazuna thought for a moment. Something that represents courage, integrity, hope, persistence. And the name? The Great Crimson Flash Bridge, Tazuna said proudly. Crimson Flash, Kakashi echoed, the name tugging at a familiar memory. That's the one, Tazuna confirmed, nodding toward Shuraisen. Haven't you noticed how he moves? Like a streak of red, a spark of hope for this place. That's actually awesome, Shuraisen cheered. Thanks, Tazuna. Honestly, I've never met anyone better. Don't get too full of yourself just because they're naming a bridge after you, Sakura muttered. I am a hero, Sakura, Shuraisen laughed. What else should I do? He glanced at Inari, who had his gaze fixed on the ground. Hey, Inari, what's going on? Nothing, Inari's voice trembled slightly. Shuraisen crouched down to meet his eyes. If you're upset about me leaving, it's okay to show it. I'm not crying because of that, Inari blurted out, smiling through his tears. I'm happy, Shuraisen smiled under his mask. I'm glad you finally are. He hugged Inari tightly and felt his own tears break free. This has to be the best day of my life. Sasuke rolled his eyes, inwardly thinking. Does he have no pride? Boys are strange sometimes, Sakura commented. And they only get stranger with age, Kakashi added. You'd know about that, huh? Sitting around reading all the time, Sakura teased. Did you say something? Kakashi asked, calm as ever. Sasuke watched the exchange, finding some small entertainment in it, though he was annoyed that the masked ninja hadn't even deemed him worth a proper fight. A fake death instead. Was that it? Do you, Wade Wilson, promise to take this woman as your lawful wife? Asked the efficient, curt Nightcrawler Wagner. Absolutely, Wade Deadpool Wilson responded. And do you, Teresa Rourke Cassidy, promise to take this man as your lawful husband? Teresa beamed. I do. Then by the power vested in me by God and the law, I now pronounce you husband and wife, Nightcrawler declared. And oh, you're already at it. Sure enough, Wade and Teresa were locked in a passionate kiss. Not in front of the kid, Wade, Logan yelled. Wade smirked, flipping Logan off behind Teresa's back, making Jubilee and Kitty snicker. But he remembered his wife couldn't heal like he could, so he let her go. Teresa tossed the bouquet into the air, and the women scrambled eagerly for it. To everyone's surprise, it landed in the hands of Xian Koi Mon, also known as Karma, who stared at it like it was something alien. Lucky me, she muttered. Now it's my turn, Wade cheered, pulling the garter from under Teresa's dress and tossing it up. To the shock of everyone, it landed with Cable, Nathan Dayspring Ascanis and Summers. Cable glared at it while Wade laughed. Looks like you and Karma are next. Karma resisted the urge to possess Wade to make him do something ridiculous, though realistically, that wouldn't change much. Cable's glance suggested he shared her irritation. Always joking around, huh, Wade, a gruff voice remarked. Tasky, glad you made it, Wade called out. You got married, had to see this, Taskmaster replied. Scott Summers, Cyclops, scowled. Wade was one thing, but letting his mercenary friends crash the wedding. Some days, Scott wondered why he tolerated him. It's because he makes life interesting, and he annoys Logan, Jean Grey's telepathic voice reminded him. Can I object? A sultry, unhinged voice called as Typhoid Mary stepped down the aisle, clad in torn leather and fishnets, half her face painted white. Not in the mood for seeing Wade marry some other girl. This could get messy, Gambit muttered. Wade, it wouldn't have worked between us, Wade said calmly. Yes, Surin, Typhoid ranted. There's a kid here, Teresa shouted. Oh, did I say that? Wade replied sheepishly. Sorry. Got carried away, Teresa blushed. You were thinking about me. Of course, babe, that's how much I love you, Wade answered. Still here, Typhoid yelled, tossing a knife at Teresa, only for it to be stopped by a poisoned needle. Please, we're having a wedding, Shizune interjected. A blonde cowgirl and a scarred man burst in. Sorry, no idea how she got past us. Why even bother working with you two? Wade joked. Soon, Typhoid was surrounded by X-Men divisions, ready to subdue her. "Who's she, Wade Papa?" little Naruto asked. "Just an old friend," Wade replied. "Do friends do what you did with Teresa?" Naruto asked. "Not yet, kiddo," Teresa answered. "Okay," Naruto said, "and my throat couldn't take all that screaming anyway." Typhoid began flinging chairs telekinetically, but Scott and Jean countered. Outlaw struck her unconscious. "That was anticlimactic," Naruto said. "Where'd you learn that word?" Wade asked. "Hank Jissen," Naruto replied. "My kid's going to be a little genius," Wade groaned. "You can also roast people without swearing," Naruto said. "Thanks, but I don't sugarcoat bastards," Wade said. "Hopefully this won't happen too often," Banshee remarked. "No more than Mr. Sinister chasing Scotty and Jeannie," Wade replied. "Let's get her back where she belongs," Taskmaster said. "Do they feed you nuts there?" Naruto asked. "Don't be smart," Taskmaster scowled. "I am a smartass," Naruto shot back. Wade groaned. "Mini-me already." Shuraisen grinned at a video of his adoptive parents' wedding. Good memories. Time to check on the teammates. Whistling, he left his apartment to find Sakura. Breaking in was easy, her locks were a mess. He skipped through town, thinking of her reaction to his prank. A shriek echoed. "What was that?" It said. "I'm a naughty vixen on your dress," a young man stammered. No luck avoiding Shuraisen's grin. "Shuraisen," Sakura yelled. "You did this, come here." "I do it better," Shuraisen growled playfully. "Come closer." "You little, how?" Sakura shouted. "Special ink, washes out, glows in sunlight. Maybe now you'll think twice before smacking me every time," Shuraisen said. Sakura raised her fist, but he dodged and dashed off, giving her backside a playful swat on the way. "Nice!" Shuraisen shouted, laughing as Sakura chased him. He passed a scowling, pink-haired Sasuke. "Shuraisen, you bastard!" Sasuke yelled. "I know it was you." "Yeah, I did," Shuraisen shouted at Sasuke, voice sharp. "Got a problem with that?" Sasuke scowled. "Idiot," he turned and walked away. "That's what I thought," Shuraisen yelled after him, his grin widening. "Knew it, you coward." His teasing almost earned him a punch from Sakura, but he reacted just in time. Catching her fist, he twisted her arm behind her back, spinning her so her back was pressed against him. "Let go of me, you pervert," Sakura struggled. "Want me to let go?" Shuraisen asked, his tone almost playful. "Then apologize," he chuckled softly, voice dropping into a teasing purr. "Or are you enjoying yourself?" "Does Hinata know about this?" Sakura asked, her tone tense. "Ah, that reminds me," Shuraisen exclaimed. "Her team returned from their mission yesterday. I need to see her." He released Sakura a bit roughly but held her gaze. "We'll finish this later." With that, he dashed off, moving so fast he seemed to vanish into thin air. Sakura glared at the empty space, fuming. Who does he think he is? Obviously, he thinks we're some toy he can just play with. Inner Sakura raged. "I'm saving myself for Sasuke," Sakura retorted in her mind. "I won't let some red-haired lunatic claim me." "I wish Sasuke would do half the things Shuraisen does with Hinata," Inner Sakura sighed. "I have needs, after all," Sakura flushed. "Do we actually want that?" "Yes." "Sasuke would treat us like a woman." Her thoughts raced back to Shuraisen's grip, the sharp slap of his hand. She shivered, hiding a blush. "I didn't enjoy that at all." "Sure you didn't," Inner Sakura snickered wickedly. "But I sure did." "How can you even say that?" Sakura muttered. "He's a pervert. Eventually, he'll go too far." "For certain things," Inner Sakura mused. "Who cares? That guy probably knows more about a woman's body than Sasuke does." "How can you even think that?" Sakura demanded. "At least he notices us exist," Inner Sakura said. "And he actually finds us attractive." Meanwhile, Shuraisen had found his way to Kurenai Yuhai's home, where Hinata was currently training. A knock on the door earned him a friendly smile from Kurenai. "Hello," she greeted. "Looking for someone?" "Yeah," Shuraisen said smoothly. "Is Hinata around?" "She's training," Kurenai replied. "Perfect, mind if I join her?" Kurenai smirked faintly. "Maybe you could." "You know," Shuraisen said, his tone softening, "you look even better when you smile, truly radiant." Kurenai raised an eyebrow. "No need for flattery." "I know why you're here." She led him to the back room where Hinata was sparring. "Hinata, your friend is here." Hinata turned, cheeks coloring as she spotted Shuraisen. "Hi, Shuraisen-kun," she greeted shyly. "Hey, Hinata-chan," Shuraisen replied, shrugging off his jacket and the sword harness. "Ready to train?" Hinata stammered. If you plan on going to the Chunin exams, Kurenai interjected, you'll need to learn to face opponents like him. Don't worry, Kurenai-sensei, Shuraisen purred, a sly edge in his voice. I'll be gentle with Hinata. Hinata assumed a precise combat stance while Shuraisen relaxed, waiting. Why aren't you using a stance? She asked. Don't need one, he said. Hit me once and I'll take you out tonight. Deal, her eyes flared with determination. Bring it on, Shuraisen. In an instant, he lunged, tagging her chest with a palm strike, slipping through her guard. She skidded back, just stopping before hitting the wall. Shuraisen sprang into the air, aiming a drop kick she barely dodged. Using the wall, he twisted midair, delivering an uppercut to her stomach. Hinata staggered but refused to yield. She focused. One precise strike to the chakra node in his palm. Interesting, Shuraisen said, amused. You'll need more force, Hinata-chan. Kurenai's eyes glinted. Gentle fist isn't about brute damage. It's about precision, internal control. Shuraisen tried to sweep her leg, but Hinata twisted, striking his knee. He buckled in surprise, then laughed. Now this is fun. She hit his other leg, turning it into dead weight. Yet he continued relentlessly, striking at her while she blocked as best she could, hitting several of his chakra points. Jumping back, rubbing his arms, Shuraisen grinned. Not bad, Hinata-chan. The compliment made her cheeks flush. Shuraisen seized the opportunity, kicking her stomach with his good leg, pinning her. Eep, she squeaked. Shuraisen-kun, not in front of Kurenai-sensei. Aw, come on, he murmured in her ear. It's just a spar. Or did you think we could do more? He pulled back, stretching. So, where to now? Anywhere you like, Hinata replied softly. You sure? Shuraisen asked, helping her up. There's one place I've wanted to go for a while. He glanced at Kurenai. Is that okay? As long as she's home at a decent hour, Kurenai said. Just don't embarrass her. No promises, sensei, Shuraisen said with a grin. Walking through Konoha, he smiled beneath his mask. Life was good. A beautiful girl by his side, respected as a shinobi, nothing could ruin it. Yet a dark thought crossed his mind about Haku. She didn't deserve what happened, he thought grimly. Hinata squeezed his arm. Are you okay? Yeah, Hinata-chan, he said, distracted. Why? Because we passed Ikaraku Ramen, that's where you wanted to take me, right? I can take you somewhere else if you like, he offered. Ramen is fine, she replied. Great, he said brightly. How was your mission? She hesitated. Don't feel like talking, that's fine, I don't want to talk about mine either. You had a rough mission too, Hinata asked. You could say that, he answered, quickly changing the topic. Look, Ikaraku, he sprinted to the stand, dragging her along. Hey, old man. Ah, Naruto, how are you? Tyuchi said warmly. Relax, old man. Chill, Shuraisen said. How about 20 bowls of beef ramen? Tyuchi chuckled. Not sure how you'll eat that, but it's your stomach. Then he asked Hinata, and you? 1 bowl of miso ramen, please, she said. Coming right up, Tyuchi replied, heading inside. While waiting, a familiar voice called out, Boss! Shuraisen turned to see Konohamaru, the third Hokage's grandson, wearing a red and black scarf covering his face, flanked by a glasses-wearing boy and a red-haired girl, both wearing similar scarves. Hey Kono, what's up, and who's with you? I'm Udon, and I love math, the boy declared. I'm Mogi, the sassiest Kunoichi in school, the girl said. And we're the Konohamaru Corps, Konohamaru announced proudly. Really? Shuraisen laughed. I would have just called it Konohamaru and his less cool friends. Hinata giggled. Seems you already have fans, Shuraisen-kun. Yeah, he said, smirking. Funny how things go when you teach people a little respect and a bit of badassery. Yeah, Konohamaru shouted excitedly. I'm gonna be the toughest Hokage this village has ever seen. Not if I get there first, Shuraisen said with a teasing smirk. So you want to come ninjing with us? Konohamaru asked. I'd love to, but I've got a meal waiting, Shuraisen replied casually. Maybe another time. All right, Konohamaru shrugged. Then he glanced at Hinata. Hey boss, that pretty girl with you, she your girlfriend? Of course, Shuraisen answered without hesitation. Phew, Konohamaru sighed in relief. I thought that loud, pink-haired girl on your team with the huge forehead was the one. That would have been rough. Well, you deserve better, boss. Who knows, Shuraisen mused. She's a girl, and yes, she's a friend, if you count friend in a particular way. But she's always yelling at you, Konohamaru exclaimed. Classic case of badly hidden attraction, Shuraisen explained coolly. She can't handle how she feels about me, so she yells, belittles me, anything to trick herself into not caring. Wow, Konohamaru muttered, amazed. I wish I had your luck with girls, boss. A bit of luck, some skill, and a touch of charisma, Shuraisen replied, glancing at Hinata with a small smile. But I wouldn't trade Hinata-chan for anyone. Hinata's cheeks turned pink, but Tyuchai cleared his throat to get their attention. Your order's ready, he announced. Thanks, Shuraisen said, then looked at the Konohamaru Corps. You guys hungry? Nope, thanks, boss, they chorused. More for me, Shuraisen said with a grin, lowering his mask to shovel more like inhale his ramen. Mogi couldn't help but blush at the sight of his uncovered face. He was kind of cute. Once they finished eating, Shuraisen leaned toward Hinata with a teasing grin. Hey, you've got a little something on your face. Really? Hinata asked, right before Shuraisen kissed her passionately. Surprised but eager, Hinata kissed him back just as fiercely. He pulled back, smirking. There, all gone. As he paid for the meal, Shuraisen noticed the Konohamaru Corps had scattered. He wasn't about to chase them down, until he heard Konohamaru shouting for help. Sorry, Hinata-chan, but a hero's work is never done, he said, pulling his mask up and rushing toward the commotion. At the scene, an older boy in a black kabuki outfit, his face painted purple, had Konohamaru by the scarf. I hate brats like you. Kankuro, a tall blonde girl with 4 pigtails and a folded fan behind her back growled in warning. You might want to listen to your girlfriend, Shuraisen said calmly. After all, that's the Hokage's grandson, and more importantly, he drew his kodachi. That's my protege, touch him and you're dealing with me, and trust me, you don't want that. I'm his sister, the blonde shot back. Sure seems that way, Shuraisen said evenly. You got all the looks in your family, apparently. Now tell your brother to let him go before I make him. Kankuro hesitated, then released Konohamaru. Who do you think you are, dressing like that? I could ask you the same, Shuraisen said. Except this is my turf, and it's got a dangerously unpredictable lunatic already. Me. So go back or I'll send you there in pieces. We're here for the Chunin exams, the girl explained, showing her papers. Temari, Shuraisen mused. Nice name. Kankuro was about to lunge at him, but a small rock thrown by someone above made him think twice. My teammate may be crazy, but he's mine, Sasuke Uchiha said from a tree branch, and I need him in one piece. You'd be cuter without the pink hair, Temari remarked. I like my men with a little edge. Blame the maniac for that, Sasuke said. He provoked me, Shuraisen explained. And I'll do the same to anyone else I feel like. Want a demonstration? He grinned under his mask. Kankuro, a low voice growled from above. Shame on you, leave them be. But Gaara, Kankuro started. Gaara, with a giant gourd and the kanji for love on his forehead, glared at him. I said leave them alone, or should I make you? Kankuro fell silent. Gaara landed and approached Shuraisen. Sorry about my brother, what's your name? Shuraisen. And you? He asked Sasuke, who came down from the tree. Sasuke Uchiha, he replied. Gaara growled. Looking forward to facing either of you in the Chunin exams, don't disappoint. With that, he and his siblings left. Who were they? Shuraisen asked. Village hidden in the sand, Sasuke replied. Couldn't you see the headbands? Wasn't paying attention, Shuraisen said. Though Blondie there had amazing legs, could have been a distraction. Sasuke rolled his eyes. We need to focus on the Chunin exams. Remind me to strangle Kakabaka for not telling us, Shuraisen muttered. For now, gotta make sure Hinata's okay. Can't have her getting hurt for me sticking up for Konohamaru. He dashed off. Damn bastard, Sasuke muttered. Later, dressed as Shuraisen, Naruto met up with Sakura and Sasuke, who were still glaring at him for earlier pranks. What are you staring at? He challenged. The guy who turned my hair pink, Sasuke snapped. And the one who tagged my dress with those messages, Sakura added. Rhetorical question, Shuraisen grumbled. You two need a sense of humor. Anyway, let's get moving. Chunin exams await and we've got everyone to crush. At the exam site, Shuraisen clapped his hands. Isn't this thrilling, the three of us facing the world? Don't be dramatic, Sakura muttered. At least I'm optimistic, Shuraisen said. Unlike Mr. I'm so tragic because my family's dead. Honestly, I don't get why you care about him. Sasuke growled and swung at Shuraisen, who caught the fist and twisted the wrist. You're just mad because I speak the truth. I've lost family too, but I don't mope, I fight, you should try it. He released Sasuke, who stumbled. Now come on, we're late. Sakura asked, You okay, Sasuke? Yeah, he replied, still thinking about Shuraisen's words. He remembered the Land of Waves mission, how Shuraisen's wrath could terrify even the strongest. He still didn't fully understand him. Arriving at the facility, Sakura spoke up. Kakashi-sensei said room 301. Shuraisen said, unfazed. Team 7 climbed the steps to the second floor, finding room 301. What the? Shuraisen stopped, frowning. It's a genjutsu, Sasuke muttered. Screw you, Shuraisen shot back. Before they could bicker, two older boys blocked the door. Why don't you go back? You clearly don't belong, one mocked. Yeah, save your lives while you can, the other added. Shuraisen smirked. Or we could just throw yours away if you don't move. Ooh, terrifying, the bandana boy taunted. You should be, Shuraisen warned, drawing his kodachi. A girl with brown Odango hair tried slipping past with a boy in green spandex. The bandaged boy grabbed her shoulder. Where do you think you're going? Please, we need to register for the exams, she begged. Stop while you can, the bandaged boy sneered. The Chunin exams aren't for the weak. Will you two quit? Sasuke snapped. It's a genjutsu, and a bad one at that. Any fool could see that. Shuraisen burst into manic laughter. Seriously, that's the point. Why else would they do it on the second floor? He let out a chuckle and calmed slightly. You guys have been entertaining, but I've got a jet. Chunin exams are coming, battles to fight, names to claim, bubblegum to chew, you know the deal. Catch you later. The boy with the bandana lunged at the retreating Shuraisen, who spun with his kodachi ready. But they were stopped by the boy in green spandex, holding Shuraisen's blade steady without so much as flinching. Wow, you're good, Shuraisen admitted. This isn't really the place for this, the boy replied politely. Thanks for the save, but come on, it's always the right time to throw down, Shuraisen shot back. Wanna test yourself? You seem interesting, the boy said. What's your name? Shuraisen, you. Rock Lee, the handsome green beast of Konoha. Handsome, Shuraisen thought, maybe without those ridiculous eyebrows. They're enormous. Nice one, Lee, the girl in pink muttered. You just ruined the plan. Plan? Shuraisen asked. Care to explain? Nope, the girl said simply. At least tell me your name. Tenten. 1010, holy crap, that's my birthday. This is wild, Tenten, by Odin's beard. Everyone stared at him. What? Thor says it all the time, Shuraisen said, rolling his eyes under his mask. Come on, let's move. They climbed toward the third floor. Lee turned to Shuraisen. I hope your unique style extends to your fighting too. Want a match? Shuraisen asked, sheathing his kodachi. Okay, now it's a proper fight. Lee stayed poised, beckoning him. Shuraisen charged with a roundhouse kick. Lee caught it. Shuraisen followed with another leg, almost landing a hit, but Lee dodged with a tilt of his head. A quick uppercut from Shuraisen forced Lee back. Fast, Shuraisen noted. So are you, Lee replied. As they sparred, Sasuke activated his Sharingan to track them. Even with it, they were blurs, colors barely distinguishable. What kind of speed is this? He wondered. Wanna make it interesting? Shuraisen asked. How? Lee asked, blocking a punch. First to knock the other down wins, Shuraisen suggested. Time's short anyway. Agreed, Lee said. Let's finish this. They charged Shuraisen sweeping low, Lee twisting over it while landing a kick to Shuraisen's solar plexus. Shuraisen caught himself, spinning into a chest kick. Lee didn't budge, countering with a punch to Shuraisen's stomach. The red-clad boy landed hard on his bum. Damn, you win, Shuraisen admitted. Not bad, make it to the finals, I want a rematch. Noted, Lee said, helping him up. Time to sign up. At the door stood a boy in khaki with gauze on his right arm and leg. His pale lavender eyes made Shuraisen recognize him instantly. Neji Hyuga. Know him? Lee asked. Know him. I'm dating his cousin, Shuraisen smirked. He doesn't approve. Oh well, I'm used to it. Lee, stop wasting time, Neji said sharply. Sorry, just wanted a peek at his skills before the exams, Lee replied. You don't need to act like a jerk, Shuraisen said. I get that you're jealous. If I were you, I'd be jealous of me too, but I'm me, so deal with it. I don't know why Hinata's into you, Neji spat. She likes my charm, Shuraisen replied. Anyway, enough chatter. Let's put people on the mat. Inside room 301, Genin from across the lands filled the space. Yes, so many opponents, so little time, Shuraisen muttered. Hi, Sasuke, a familiar voice called. Ino Yamanaka draped herself over Sasuke like a pole dancer. "Get off him, Ino," Sakura growled. "Looks like a lap dance," Shuraisen commented. "Not that I'd mind if I were him." Ino looked flattered and disgusted at once. Sakura glared before turning back. "He was talking about you looking like a show-off, not the rest." "Jealous, Sakura," Shuraisen teased. "Of Ino pig," she snapped. "You're insane." "That's the fun of being me," he replied. A voice shouted and Kiba and Yuzuka charged with Akamaru. "You, the punk hitting on Hinata before, payback time." "Why angry?" Shuraisen asked. "She didn't mind." "You son of a," Kiba yelled. "I already know this," Shikamaru muttered. "You bring trouble wherever you go." "Trouble finds me," Shuraisen said, "but it's never boring." "How about you, Shikamaru, cloud watching again?" "Yes," Shikamaru said dryly. "Deserved that," Shuraisen mumbled. An older silver-haired boy with glasses stepped forward. "Quiet. You're drawing too much attention." "Your point?" Shuraisen asked. "Don't provoke others before the exams," the boy said. "I'm Kabuto Yakashi, you." "Shuraisen, that's Kiba. Pink shirt is Sakura, brooding one is Sasuke. Lazy one is Shikamaru. Ino, well you know." "I know them, first time here." "Yeah, you, seventh." "Wow, you suck," Shuraisen said. "Helps me gather intel," Kabuto said. "Sure, keep telling yourself that." "And those guys with the music note headbands, who are they?" "New village, hidden sound," Kabuto said. "Not too strong yet." A bandaged boy from Sound charged Kabuto, who dodged, glasses cracking from the impact. "Don't underestimate us," the boy snarled. "Who do you think you are? Throwing a tantrum because your village got dissed?" Shuraisen asked, drawing swords. "Prove yourself, tough guy." The boy bared a cybernetic arm. "So what?" Shuraisen taunted. "Gonna do something." "This is gonna end badly," Shikamaru muttered. A booming voice cut through. "No fighting until the second and third rounds, understood?" Everyone froze. A tall, imposing man in a dark trench coat stepped forward. Scars ran across his face, giving him a striking presence. "Got it, sir," Shuraisen called, sheathing his swords. "Just giving a lesson, got a little carried away." Ibiki Morino's gaze bore down on Shuraisen, who, masked and grinning like a lunatic, seemed completely unfazed. "Whoa, the intimidation you're putting off is insane," Shuraisen exclaimed. "How do you make people's souls crumble with just a look? Come on, teach me." "I'm not here to babysit you, kid," Ibiki growled. "But stick with me and maybe you'll actually learn something. That goes for all of you." Frozen with fear yet compelled to obey, the genin trailed Ibiki into a large classroom. "Sit where you're assigned," he instructed, and they obeyed. By a twist of fate, Shuraisen landed a seat next to Hinata. "Hey there, sweetie," he said casually. "Miss me?" Hinata's cheeks turned pink. "No talking," Ibiki barked. "Come on." "I'm just catching up with my girl here," Shuraisen protested. "Why the attitude?" "You'll get your chance to chat during the second and third rounds," Ibiki snapped. "Now zip it," Shuraisen muttered under his breath. "What a grouch." "What did you just say, punk?" Ibiki growled. "You're grouchy," Shuraisen replied coolly. "Smart mouth," Ibiki muttered, shaking his head. He cleared his throat. "This is a written exam meant to test how well you understand the ninja world. 10 questions and here's the twist. Every wrong answer costs you a point. Cheating, 2 points lost, no exceptions. And remember, your performance depends not just on you but your teammates as well. Fail them and it drags your score down." "Got it? What kind of crap is that?" Shuraisen asked, ignoring Sakura's disapproving glare. The tests were handed out, and at Ibiki's signal, the room plunged into silence. Only Sakura completed the test flawlessly, thanks to her sharp mind. Everyone else resorted to creative solutions. Sasuke relied on his Sharingan to copy answers. Kiba had Akamaru relay other students' answers, in a code only they could understand. Ino tapped into Sakura's mind to extract answers, sharing them with Shikamaru and Choji. Neji and Hinata used their Byakugan to observe others' work and fill in their own papers. Shino's bugs acted as spies, feeding him answers discreetly. Tenten used hidden mirrors to send Lee-coded hints. Gaara's Sandai spied on classmates, feeding his siblings the information. Meanwhile, Shuraisen doodled behind his mask, sketching Hinata, Sakura, Ino, Tenten, Temari, and the Sound Ninja in suggestive poses. Jiraiya's make-out paradise had bored him, but these images and his own hobbies offered plenty of inspiration. Maybe teaming up with Pervy Sage for a new H-game series would be entertaining and lucrative. Shuraisan-kun, Hinata whispered softly. Yeah, darling, Shuraisan replied, a smile threatening to escape his mask. I have the answers, she whispered. No worries, babe, I got this, he murmured back. And now the 10th question. Ibuki's voice cut through the room. Where is it? Someone asked. It's verbal, Ibuki said. This is the crucial one. Answer wrong and you'll be stuck as a genin forever. Decline and you automatically fail, choose wisely. That's unfair, someone shouted. Life isn't fair, Ibuki shot back mockingly. I'm outta here, another cried and a few more followed. Shuraisan muttered, punks, what's the 10th question about, Scarface? You wanna know, Ibuki taunted. Then step up, fail and you doom yourself and your team. No second chances. Sakura and Sasuke panicked internally, debating whether to step forward. I'll do it, Shuraisan declared boldly. All that mind games, all that fear, doesn't matter. The only thing that counts is what I want and how far I'll go to get it. Anyone too weak to fight for what they desire. They're beneath me. That so? Ibuki asked, a sinister smile on his scarred face. Yeah, Shuraisan answered, matching the wickedness in his tone. Anyone else agree with him? Ibuki asked. I'm not gonna be called a punk by this guy, so yeah, Kiba shouted. Count me in. The others didn't speak, but their quiet determination said enough. Ibuki laughed. You pass, all of you. That was the 10th question. What? Everyone gasped. It wasn't about knowledge, Ibuki explained. It was about resolve. Chunin are leaders. They face danger without all the facts. How you handle surprises proves if you have what it takes. He removed his headband, revealing a bald, scarred head. Sasuke thought, this guy's been through hell. Congratulations, Ibuki finished. You've cleared the first stage. Now, at that moment, Anko Mitarashi crashed through the window with a bold banner. Introducing the one, the only, the sexiest Anko Mitarashi. Wow, Shuraisan muttered. Now that's my kind of woman. What, that's all? Anko asked. Ibuki, getting soft. We've got a strong batch this year, Ibuki replied. Thanks to Mr. I'll crush anyone to get what I want right there. He nodded at Shuraisan, who waved. Deadpool's kid, huh, Anko murmured, eyeing him. Hinata wasn't sure whether to be worried or jealous. All right, punks, follow me, Anko commanded. Aye, Captain, Shuraisan called. Anko led the genin to the Forest of Death. Sign here, this waives responsibility for injuries or death. Forest of Death, Shuraisan muttered. Please. The danger looms scarier, especially with Logan-senpai in the mix. Anko threw a kunai at his forehead to teach him a lesson. Shuraisan caught it, bleeding, but she was already behind him, gripping his wrist. Tough guys like you are first to fall, she whispered, smirking. Lady, you're turning me on, Shuraisan murmured. I know, Anko purred, but I've got my sights on your old man. Kids don't excite me, even cute ones under masks. Care to practice a little, Shuraisan teased. Anko licked the blood off and stepped back, her kunai retrieved. Excited by the display, couldn't resist, she said slyly. It's fine, Anko replied. We all have our quirks. Shuraisan leaned back, secretly thrilled. Each team got a scroll marked with heaven or earth. What's this for? Someone asked. Reason to fight, Anko said with a grin. The forest tests survival skills. Deadly animals, enemy shinobi, and your opponents want your scroll. Heaven needs earth and vice versa. 5 days to reach the sanctuary tower alive or you fail. How do we eat? Choji asked. Lots of forest goodies, Anko said. And don't die. Now go. Teams entered the Forest of Death. Rival groups already plotted attacks, and at least one had Team 7 in their sights. They thought it would be easy, but they had no idea what they were up against.